against somebody else that wants to see what's in that bin when they sell something. You know what I mean?
Someone else that's waiting around for a
Right,
T-shirt
so, like,
bin maybe and is inside hard
Right.
goods. We all know those folks, right?
Yeah.
They're not a hard goods seller,
Jeff.
but you know.
I can talk to a brick. He's not wrong. So
Jeff, you would know, right?
there.
Love you, buddy.
Well, that's usually what you have to do when you're in prison for a while is talk to them.
So that day, so we made it to go to the bins there to go to the first one in Bridgeton. And Bob found a jelly cap, so I was like, "Oh, this is great! Like, this is fantastic!" And there weren't a lot of plush people there, so let me tell you what, we scored so much there.
Oh, it was just overflowing.
Cans, Build-A-Bear, Puffalumps. We got 2 Puffalumps. Just it was
from
just
modern
really,
to vintage.
yeah,
There was
really,
everything
really
in
good.
between. It was just.
Really,
it
Where
was
did you guys end up getting the bulk of your stuff? You think at which location?
St.
St.
Louis,
Louis,
yeah.
because
St.
we did
Louis.
St. Louis. We did St. Louis when we got there, and we didn't go to the other one. We just did that one. I think that's what ended up happening, right?
Yeah, the thrifting gods were very kind to us. We were
Yeah.
actually upgraded to a Suburban for our rental. So
Yeah.
we had a Z71, which is a newer truck. I think it's huge.
Yeah.
By the end of it, it was like
had-
stuff was spilling out of it.
Yeah, we
So-
ended up with 12, not 9, 12 moving bags, 8 IKEA bags, and then Ellie from Tennessee Treasures we barter little people for toys. She brought me a bunch of stuff, and I was like, I hope this door closes, because we also thrifted in Nashville and did 2 extra large Space Saver bags and a medium bag. No, I didn't. No, we didn't. We
Yeah.
didn't know to meet anybody. Like,
We don't
just
really
did our
have a
own
lot of
thing.
people reselling wise where we had their phone numbers or contacts.
Yeah.
Kristen Lott, the Rural Squirrel, actually was like, "Hey, why didn't you guys let us know I had no idea you were in that area, you know?"
Yeah.
So that's
but
what's
now
the-
we know.
Now we know. Yeah, it's important to probably have those conversations
Yeah.
when you go to meetups. Like, hey,
Yeah.
what area are you actually in? Because you talk about reselling, you talk about strategy, you talk about all the things, but
And
what,
St.
where are you in the world?
Where are you?
Yeah, where are you?
We're coming back for you, St. Louis. So fair
Yeah.
warning. Okay, so just so we can get Jack's treasures in here, I'll tell you a couple
Yeah.
more things. So there's 2 bins in St. Louis, okay, and they both operate the same way. They do 10 to 1, 3 to 6. So you can basically do like you would do in Nashville. You can do an hour and a half here, drive the 20 minutes, and do the rest of the time at the second one, and then start there and do the same thing and come back to the other one. And you can get both experiences in the same day. Now, I will say the one on Market Street, which is downtown St. Louis.
Oof.
Ooh, okay. So we almost
St. Louis, I feel for you. My heart bleeds for St.
So,
Louis, man. It's bad down there.
I'd like to believe that Bob and I are not naive to.
I'm definitely
our
not. I've been around the
surroundings.
block a few thousand times.
But so
but
so we were in a very urban area in downtown St. Louis. We're not from there. And so just to give you an idea of what happened when we left that one and did not go back. We did not go back there. We did not go back and source there. We stayed at Bridgeton, where we felt safe and secure. So when we were leaving that one after getting so much good shit, we pull out and there's a fire truck underneath an overpass. And unfortunately, they were pulling a body out of the bush. So we were like, oh, that is very unfortunate. And it's not something you see every day. You know, I'm not just. But then, so we had
it's
an
not the first time I've seen that, by the way,
No.
which is even wilder.
We had a very awful
Yeah,
lunch
so-
at IKEA and experience for Bob's first time at IKEA. Basically, we had salty balls for lunch and we were thirsty by the time we needed to get out of there. So I was like, we need to stop at the gas station. Well, I decided to stop at the one right on the corner.
My spider senses, I should listen. Listen to your gut feelings, everybody, when you're out there, especially if you're sourcing alone.
Yeah, or
Listen-
you're sourcing in a place you've never been.
Yeah, just listen. Be aware.
Pick.
Situational awareness is a
Dog
thing
gonna make it?
for whatever reason. Yeah, sorry about our
You
dog.
guys playing a clip of Bob with the salty balls at IKEA? That's what it sounded like. What the hell is going
I was
on
in the
there?
military. I'm used to salty balls.
So we're arguing over who's going to
Oh,
go in the
Lord.
store and get the drinks, right? So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just go do it. So I get out. All I took was my debit card, and I went inside, and I'm like grabbing stuff, and I left the door open, so I went and closed it. Well, when we had pulled in, there was a few gentlemen off to the side, sitting on the the cement brick wall, whatever.
They were just,
They were
wilding
just
out.
hanging out. And when I came out,
You could tell they were
at the
they were
back of
strung
the
out.
car,
You know.
and one was approaching me, and I literally had this much time to get in the car. And Bob said that they were arguing behind the car, saying, "Don't do it. You don't want to do it, bro." And Bob had locked the door. So I'm thinking what may have happened is they thought maybe I was by myself, because I left the car running because he was in it. They didn't know someone was in it, and when he locked the door, they heard it, and so that was kind of scary. So I don't know what the intention was. I don't think they were safe intentions. So I would just say if you go there, and just another thing, too,
Grain of salt too.
yeah,
Everybody's
that
experience
Vince
varies.
is also like gated too.
It is.
It doesn't have like barbed wire, but it is gated. So I mean, just be aware of what you're doing, and if you need to stop, just keep going. Go to where you see like more trees. Don't stop there. And then when I told Rebel what happened, she's like, "Amanda, we never stop anywhere but for food. That wasn't a good idea." I was like,
This
"Wow."
was St. Louis Market
Yeah.
Street. There's two different
Downtown.
bins, right?
So just heed our warning. It's a great thing, of course, but if you're an out of towner, you're not going to blend in. So just keep it moving.
Yeah.
So that happened. We went to a Goodwill store, retail store. I think it was in Memphis. No, not Memphis. I said Memphis because Mississippi. And we caught a whole bunch of really good plush. She wouldn't sell it to us because it wasn't priced. So I was really, really pissed. There was so much.
Come on,
good
Goodwill,
stuff.
do better.
So I was
It's
like,
free
and
for you.
She was really, really nasty about it too. So I was like, all right, whatever. So then we went to another Goodwill, like 15 minutes down the road.
In Atlanta.
They had really good prices, and we grabbed a bunch of things. And the lady was like, "Why don't you go get another cart and fill it up? I'll give you each plush for 99 cents a piece. I want to get rid of it."
Wow.
Nice.
Got like 3 huge bags full of plush for 99 cents a piece. It's just crazy the difference. And she was
That store was a
manager.
marvel. Like
Yeah.
they had stuff just falling off the shelves.
well, and so then she was like, "Well, it's not like we bought it. It's all donated. It's pure profit." I'm like, "Say it again for the back of the people in the church.
Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
to hear that."
For that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So, so those are the couple places we sourced at, and then after we went to the bins that day in St. Louis, and that had happened, and with IKEA and all that other stuff, we went to a restaurant that Rebel recommended we had Chicago style pizza. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Shout out to the Rebel
Yeah, they know how
reseller,
to eat.
Robert.
It was
and
really,
Rebel,
really good.
they that restaurant they recommended.
That's where I was stoned because I said I couldn't walk down the stairs.
It was so
That's
good.
where it was. That's where I felt because I was so carb loaded. I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Bob,
Their
how am I gonna
context,
make it?"
Amanda.
Yeah. Well, it's legal everywhere. You smell it. So
Oh
if
my
I
god,
do
yeah,
it, whatever.
that is
But
true.
Yeah.
That's where I felt
Everywhere
like,
but Alabama.
that's where I felt like I was gonna fall down the stairs because I was like, "How am I gonna walk?" Like I literally was feeling really good at that moment.
Carbs.
Right. But after we left there was a Goodwill across the street, and I was like, "Let's just go." We were chatting up with this lady. She was at the front counter. Her daughter goes to Roll Tide, Alabama University.
Alabama State, yeah.
And so
Yeah,
she's
boo.
listen, sorry, we can't where we live. So she's like, "Y'all been through it. You can just have this plush on me." I was like,
Thank you.
and then this is
She's determined
She was really
to make
nice.
she was determined to have
make it
a
better. So
better day, yeah.
Then this is the last thing that was kind of funny. Well, it was good. So, but then after that, we went to another convenience store because why not?
There was a lot
It
during
was
this
a
trip.
7-Eleven right next to the,
Yeah.
so it was fine. So I go to get out of the truck, and this girl comes whipping around the park right next to me, and she didn't see me coming out. She was like, "I'm like, it's okay." Like she was like, my bad. Like it's okay. So I go in and I get my drink, and I'm sitting at the register, and the girl that parked next to me goes to walk in the door, and she walked right in the door and slammed her face, and I was like, "Oh!" Like I felt myself but laugh. So she came and she's like, "Girl, I'm gonna get you." And I was like, "Oh!" So I was paying for my stuff, and she was getting a soda. And I asked the guy, I'm like, "Can you tell what size soda she's getting?" She's like, "a large." I'm like, "Can you ring it up for me?" And so he rang it up, and then we went in the car, and he was like, he told her something. He was like, "She paid for you're all set, like go whatever."
We're assuming that's what was the conversation. We're in the car.
We're
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. around and be like, so did you know what I mean? So I got
Yeah.
her, and she came out and she was like, girl, you know I've been through it today. Thank you so much. I'm like, it always tastes better when it's free. You have a good day. So
Awesome.
that was kind of how we ended St.
Yeah.
Louis. It started great, and then I was like, oh, and then it ended really well. So we left there, and then we went to Nashville, and I'm gonna tell you what, you is it Kentucky?
Kentucky is
Kentucky,
crazy.
You got some.
Oh, Kentucky is just full of really bad people, right there, Gina.
Yeah.
We know how
got
many
some
Kentuckians
crazy ass
are.
roads because we. Oh
We
my
went over
God.
this bridge, and it was like a one-way on both sides type of bridge
Talk about squeezing
from
a turd,
1902 or something.
pinching a turd, like
It-
so bad.
There's like water, and then there was marshland for miles. I'm like, what is going on with the
Yeah.
bridge in this area?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So, and then we got to the bins in Nashville, and it was like being home again because we knew where we were, but it was really, really good.
Awesome. That sounds
Oh.
fun. You guys had some adventures.
Well,
Yeah.
and then we went to we went going to a Dollar Tree because I was looking for doorables, and 3 people got arrested in the parking lot. I don't know what they were doing. They were stealing something, and Sean made a comment. I was like, I escaped this one, but it was crazy.
Shocker.
And we did good though. We did
Yeah.
really, really good.
What about your guys' week? What was going on while we were gone?
Do you want
I
to
know
bring?
that's a lot.
Well,
I wanted to ask before we bring
Yeah,
Jack
before
Shreds. I know they're
okay.
patiently waiting.
Yeah.
But I
Sorry.
just wanted to make sure that we're fair.
so that was our trip. So St. Louis, definitely recommend. Make the trip. Do it. You won't regret it.
There.
Sounds good.
I had a
Ryan?
sales training all week, so I'm
Nice.
glad to be out of that. It's pretty
Do
stressful.
you think it'll help you with your whatnot sales?
Huh?
I said, do you think it'll help you with your whatnot sales?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. Help me with my hearing aid sales. That's about it.
Yeah.
Or at least to find the plush.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Mel. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mel, I love
She
it.
doesn't speak, but what she does, damn.
Stop and listen. Exactly.
It's all out of love. All out of love.
Yeah. I know everybody's been killing it on whatnot. Speaking of whatnot, let's bring in Jack's Treasures because they
There
are
we go.
whatnot
Oh, also to answer-
powerhouse. Let's go ahead
Our
and bring them in.
special guest.
Our special guest.
Hey.
There they are. Hey,
What's up,
Hey,
guys?
buddy.
Good having y'all.
Cheers.
Welcome
How's
in.
everybody
Welcome in.
doing?
Great,
Good.
everyone.
How are y'all?
Killing it, loving life,
Yeah.
man, living the dream.
Just
Waiting for
like,
this FSU season to
what's his
start.
name when Dazed and Confused?
When do you guys start? Next Saturday?
I don't know.
They
No.
play Alabama next Saturday.
Next Saturday,
There we go.
Alabama.
That's gonna be fun.
Alabama.
No,
You should have no problem winning.
I just got a dog, Ryan, because the Ryan and Christine were our guests on our podcast that we did this that we recorded last week, and he wore a University of Miami shirt on our podcast, and I was like, well, that was just so special. I love Ryan to death, though.
you know I got to.
Yeah, we've already deleted that whole podcast, by the way.
I was having trouble finding you. I was wondering why. That's awesome.
What's that? What's Jeff
Yeah.
saying?
Jeff said that somehow we'll do a live whatnot show during the podcast. Now that's an idea.
That's an idea right there, boy. That would
That is.
probably kill our internet, though.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So how is everybody doing this evening?
Good. I'm looking forward to all the treasures I picked up on your whatnot show yesterday.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Yes,
let's
we sent you a big old box.
Because
Yeah, we
like
did.
you don't need any more.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we don't have room.
I'm always in for the plush deals, and you guys have some crazy deals on whatnot. Why don't you talk
Thank
about
you.
your whatnot journey? Because I think is that your primary?
It
where
is
you're
now,
selling right
yes.
now?
Yeah.
Okay, no eBay, or is
We
it like,
We have eBay.
do eBay, but it's definitely lower than our whatnot at this point.
We also do some live selling on the district. We've started
Oh.
to do on Jay Rides Flips channel
Yeah.
or his platform, which is called First Class Treasures. We had our first show on that, and it was very, very successful. We dabble a little bit on some of the other sites that are over there, but
So a
yeah,
lot on Facebook Marketplace. As
yeah,
well.
Facebook Marketplace would almost be
Really?
our second biggest platform.
Nice.
That
You have
that,
good
that
luck
yeah, that
selling, just
fascinates
buying
me.
on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been on Whatnot for right at 3 years now. We started in July of 2022. In the first 2 years, we just sort of went and did our own thing. I mean, we were doing maybe 2-3 shows a week.
Yeah.
Did a lot of media, a lot of toys, video games, just whatever we had. And it was going great. And then we went to something called the Nashville Resellers Meetup in 2024.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Yep.
Hashtag
And
recommend.
There we go.
we met some awesome people there that really kind of showed us what Whatnot can be if you get involved. That's where we met Ryan and Christine.
Yep.
And we met Ray and Apex.
Unfortunately, we met Apex Jeff and
Apex
that
Jeff.
guy Ken, SSK promo, whatever. I've still been trying to get him off of my sleeves, but
But yeah, we met a lot of people that showed us, they taught us what a raid train was. We didn't even know what a raid train was.
we've got to mention. Look at there's Archie Biscuit Bud. He came in.
Oh, hey,
But
Archie.
the Nashville meetup was hosted by
Archie.
Ray, the Nashville
Mhm.
Flipper. And so we went there because it wasn't that far of a drive, and we actually go to Nashville all the time. So it was just a lot of great time, and we were really literally getting ready to quit Whatnot.
We were.
We were just going to
Early
stop it. We
2024.
weren't having any fun.
We know
So it was a blast right there. It's great. It's great seeing you, Archie, as always.
But yeah, we met people. We learned what a raid train was, and we kind of figured out that's what we love. We
Yeah.
love getting to go out and meet all these people and showing people what we do,
Yeah.
and it really has just exploded since then.
And
Yeah.
we discovered something on our podcast that we did the other day with Ryan and Christine. But I bet you that if you went back to Whatnot, Ryan and Christine's plush raid train is probably the single longest continuously running weekly raid train on Whatnot.
Congratulations. dear.
Large
Yeah.
margin. Okay. That thing has been on for at least over a year.
Well,
You
over
know,
a
so
year.
those guys right
Yeah,
up there, they
kudos.
deserve a huge amount of credit for doing that every single week. They asked us to be on there, and we actually were taken aback. I was like, man, why would they want us on there? We kind of suck. But you know, we got on there. It was funny because I would send Ryan messages saying, you know, hey, if you put us on our raid train, I'll come and I'll wash your car and mow your lawn and do all this
Done
stuff.
that yet? We still
No.
owe him.
Yeah, you still owe me for all that.
No, I think I heard you say, you guys, the debt's been paid. It's all good. Yeah. You don't have to worry about it.
But it's just been a great experience, and it started to get us to get our name out there.
Yep.
And when we started getting our name out there, more people started realizing, and we started having more fun. That was the biggest thing that happened, is we started having fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't any more of just a dredge of us trying to sell our eBay rejects, if you will. It was more or less a thing of is now we don't really sell a lot on eBay. We each still have our eBay stores. I got about 150 items up. She's got less than 100. And those are more higher end items that we need eyes on it as opposed to we need a quick flip.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but now we're just about to broach the 10,000 followers march, and
Nice.
Wow,
you
that's
know, we're just
incredible.
enjoying the bejesus out of, you know, doing trains and doing the plush raid train, which we were on yesterday, which was just
It was
phenomenal.
fun.
Yeah,
I
it
ran
was
out of
fun.
stuff.
Yeah, again, she runs
Sold
out of stuff,
out.
and you know, all of a sudden, I'm seeing all my profit going away from the stuff from our video game shows, and I'm like, oh, there we go, oh, there we go. So it was a lot of fun, though. We enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, it's
Well,
funny
that's
when you're
okay.
having fun, how much you can actually just keep pushing yourself because you're enjoying it so much. It's different than a 9 to 5. We've touched base with that every episode, but it's such a big difference.
Mhm.
Oh gosh,
Absolutely.
yeah. I literally had to quit teaching because it was so much non-fun anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was actually affecting my health.
It was.
Yeah.
How long did you teach for? And I've always had, before you answer that, I always had this opinion about teachers. I've seen them successful in a lot of different areas. I'm an engineer by trade. The engineers or the teachers that come in with mathematics degrees and other things that broach into other subjects like engineering have a natural knack, especially in meetings and teaching in front of people and writing on boards and all the other stuff that comes with that, public speaking, etc. How has that impacted you? You think does it play a role? And how long did you teach for?
Well, I was a full-time teacher for 18 years.
Wow.
I started off in a high school, and then I went to middle school, and I taught the majority of my 18 years in middle school. And it was a blast when I first started, and it was great. But being a teacher at my where I was in my life, teachers only get paid once a month in Georgia, and that was it. We don't get 2 paychecks. We don't get 4. We get 1.
Oh, wow.
And I was lucky to be married at the time to somebody who was in the medical field. And so we didn't rely on my income. My income was just my income that we used for trips and things like that. But when I got a divorce, I had to start reselling, that's how I started reselling, because I wasn't making it on just my teacher salary. So I could not stretch my teacher salary out for a full month and still pay my bills.
Yeah.
So I had to start selling on eBay. And then when Tracy and I got together, we just really, she was doing some reselling too, and I was doing some reselling, and then we just combined it together. But we weren't doing it full time. We were doing it part time, but we wanted to always do it full time. And so we finally made the decision, after I had cancer, after I had a gallbladder surgery, after I had all of these things, to just say, screw this. I'm not doing this teaching anymore, because it literally has affected my health so bad. And we've never looked back.
Yep.
Nice.
2017 is when he quit teaching,
Mhm.
and he's been full-time since then. I was still working a part-time job till 2020. And then once the COVID hit and everything went through the roof, that's when I stopped my part-time job.
Yeah.
So the COVID bubble must have been an interesting one. I know a lot of resellers
It
did
was
phenomenal
amazing.
during that time. It's terrible to say, right? A lot of people
Yeah.
suffered with that.
Well, it was lucky for us, because it was on December of 2019. We liquidated an estate sale. And so we bought out everything in an estate sale. So we had all of this tremendous amount of inventory, and then COVID happened. And so
And it was
just
good
like,
COVID inventory.
it was like the
games
perfect
and
storm
books and puzzles
hit us.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Right there. We had already been successful selling on eBay, because we had been on eBay for a while before this all started. But everything just shot up through the roof.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had the same
So-
experience. eBay shot through the roof because everybody was hunkered in at home. They wanted that spending. So that was the way
Yep.
they could get. Yeah, our eBay took a big.
See,
hit
we
for
lost
that.
our business.
Yeah.
Insane.
COVID.
Yeah.
So we had a
And
business.
we were lucky to have the inventory. So we never had a shortage of inventory. And that really, really helped us out a lot.
Well, for those that don't know, which they should, but why don't you guys explain to us real quick, where did the name Jack Treasures? We all know, but explain to everybody, how did Jack
Wait, did we know Jack?
Yeah. Yes.
and why does everybody have to put a bong in the chat?
Not a bong, but
All
a
right.
bong.
Not that
Well,
kind of bong.
years ago,
Let's go.
when we first got on,
Hey, this is going to be the first YouTube
it
bong
is.
ever. And I'm doing it on y'all's podcast. I
No.
don't know my own damn podcast, but there it is right there. Y'all ready for this? 1, 2, 3, bong. There you go. Got some bongs in the chat
Bongs
right there.
in
for
the
Jack's Treasure.
No, years ago when we first made our YouTube channel, I was telling Brian, I was like, well, we got to have a reseller name. Everybody's like, Gulf Coast Pickers, West Virginia Panhandle Pickers, they're, Florida Flippers, things like that. And so we're like, are we going to be the Southern Atlanta Flippers? That doesn't, or the, not Southern, the Suburban Atlanta
Where
Flippers.
the hell did this
I don't know.
conversation come from? Because I don't remember none of
We
this.
had this conversation. I was like,
We never had a
should we be
conversation about
should we be Dallas Deals, and everyone would just
I
assumes
was
that we
Dallas
live in
Deals.
Dallas
Texas.
deals.
And so I was like, well, one of us said, what about Jack's Treasures? And Jack was our cat.
Yeah.
And it was like,
You can't see
okay,
Jack.
that sounds kind of good. That has a good flow to it. And we just put that down as our YouTube name. And ever since then, that's been our name everywhere.
Yeah, and Jack is the cat that we got before we got married.
We did.
Right before we got married, we rescued Jack. Tracy is a huge cat person. As a matter of fact, before we got married, I asked her how many cats she wanted, and she flippantly said 19. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Baby cat lady.
We got up to 12.
We got up to 12, and I said, no,
Yeah.
no more.
We got up to 12. And Jack was the first one that we got. And she was a kitten. She was a little tiny little kitten, like about that big. And we just fell in love. Jack fell in love with us.
Mhm.
And I always tell people she adopted us. We didn't adopt her.
Yeah.
And so it was natural for us to say Jack's Treasures. And so when we called it Jack's Treasures, it sort of like rolled right off of the tongue when we said it,
Yep.
Jack's Treasures.
And you knew it was a
And
fit.
then we came up with the whole pirate idea because Jack only had one eye. She
Well-
had two eyes, but she had a scar over one of her eyes, which was a birth defect.
Yeah.
So then we had the pirate thing, and we had little gold doubloons are behind her on her little thing, and we had this big booth in Antique Mall. So we put the banner up behind it. And that's where Jack's Treasures all came from, is the cat.
And
all
then
that.
fast forward to being on Whatnot, we started saying, well, people like celebrate when they get a first time buyer.
Yep.
Ken does his bell. Paul,
Chris
Paul
plays
does his pizza,
and Chris
things
plays
like
a
that.
trumpet.
And so it was like, well, we got to celebrate people when they're a new buyer. And we're like, what are we going to do? And one day, one of us just said bong, because that's the noise that the Taco Bell app makes
Yeah.
when you go through and you order. And Jack loved tacos. It just stuck.
It
It
did.
just stuck.
And believe it or not, it was actually Tracy who started it all. She would grab anything that was around and she would just go bong,
Bong.
just like that. And it started on Ryan and Christine's raid train.
Yeah.
We never did it before.
Mm-mm.
Ryan and Christine's
we
raid
were-
train.
We tried to
We
find you
tried
guys.
find you guys a bong.
that
Yeah,
bong-
we tried to
bong.
find a button
Whatever.
And then one of our customers
Kid
that comes
Kim.
in some of our show, T Kim, she sent us this gong.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do the bong gong. And it's funny because it sounds like almost drug related. It's not. It has
It's not.
nothing to do with that, but
Nope.
it kind
Yeah.
of builds the mystique.
It did.
Yeah,
It's
and
fun.
I get to say,
Mhm.
okay, guys, we're about to hit a bong.
Right.
Yep.
For our new buyers and everything. So it just became that, and we explain
Thank
it
you, Ray.
occasionally. We used to do it every single time, and it was Jeremy from Green 13 who said, "You're taking too much time to do that. Put it in your show notes."
And it makes people sad to hear about the dead cat every time.
yeah, because we
Oh,
lost
yeah.
Jack last year on Mother's Day, so it was that was rough. That
Well, it
was
sounds like Tracy sources at the Humane Society or someplace. It seems like.
Believe it or not, John, you would be amazed. I think we rescued all of those cats. I would venture to say half of them were here where we live right now.
My
They
mom's
come up
house.
they come up on our porch. They come out on the back deck.
People don't
and then-
spay and neuter their cats
Yep.
and let
Yeah.
them out, and they make kittens, and then the kittens don't have homes, and
Yep.
they become our kittens.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's how we've got a couple of them. So
Yep.
Yeah. But that's how that all came about.
What's
And we love it. We actually love being Jack's Treasures.
well, yeah.
What's your
Well,
favorite way to source?
And people thought my name was Jack for the
Yeah.
longest time.
I thought it was when I first.
I still
when I-
think Tommy Buffalo Pickers still thinks my name is Jack. And we just recorded with him for our podcast, and he called me Jack through the whole podcast, and
Really?
it's got my name right there.
I thought he called you
He
Whale.
still calls me Jack, and I will answer to Jack all day long.
That's
Okay.
funny.
Amanda,
you
you want
wanna-
a question?
Oh, I was just asking what your favorite way to source is. I know that you've bought storage, you do storage units, you said estates. I've witnessed you at the bins. That was fun. Where is
No,
your
don't,
favorite?
don't don't even say it that way, Amanda. We witnessed you at the
That's
bins.
pretty
Wait a
much
second.
it.
Wait
Okay.
a second.
We were totally your guests at the bins. I mean, you introduced me to the people that run it. You told me their life stories. They told me their life stories. I mean, every single person. We did not
Yes.
go to the bins. Okay. We were guests of Amanda at the bins.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Really
And we
great
loved it,
guy.
by the way.
The Nashville Flippers. I know you're in the chat, so this is your spokeswoman for next year.
Yes.
She knows everybody and everybody at the bin.
Contact Amanda.
Yeah, contact
her. Yeah,
I
no
will
doubt.
say when I met you guys there, and I shouldn't say the only, but the one thing that I found that was the best thing was the Lisa Frank folders. Everything else,
I
was
remember
just-
those. Those were cool.
Yeah, I've
Those
never
things-
moved my leg so fast in my life. I was like, surely someone's grabbing them, and they were still there, and I was like, oh my god, I got like 12 of them. But I remember I was like, you want that? You want that? No, you can have it, because I
Those
can go
things-
to the bins anytime I want.
Those things sold for like
Yeah.
one folder was going
But-
for $30. It was crazy
Oh,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
those
Yeah.
do great.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just wild.
But where is it that you like to personally source? Like, what gives you that adrenaline rush of like, oh, this is gonna be
Well,
good?
first of all, we have differing opinions on that. I am storage units. I would be perfectly happy not shopping anywhere and just doing storage units.
What is it about the storage unit that like?
It'll
Well-
kill me eventually.
Is it
No,
just that
number
you're a hunt?
one,
Is it the hunt
number
and
one,
wondering what you're
I-
gonna find?
get crowded. I don't like being in the bins. I don't like being in estate sales, anywhere where people are up close on me. I
Two
get
people.
very
Yeah.
uncomfortable. So I enjoy the fact that I just buy something and I go get it and I don't have to deal with people.
I love how she said that she goes gets it and she doesn't have to deal with people. She doesn't like to be crowded.
But you
For a
had
while
really
there, I had a
done the
tunnel
research.
going through our house
That is
of
true.
stuff because we had so much stuff from yard sales that literally we had a little path that we had to go through. But yeah, I don't. For me, it's retail arbitrage. I love the retail arbitrage because I get. I don't have to worry about so much returns or anything like that because I'm just holding up an item and it's brand new. I love the dig. So I love the bins up in Nashville. I do not like the bins that were in Florida, in South Florida. That was like a shark feeding frenzy. And I mean, if you put your hand in there too far, somebody would take it off. So they would grab it and throw it in their cart. So it was kind of rough, but I do like the bins. I love retail arbitrage. I love McKay's in Nashville and Chattanooga and Tennessee, Knoxville. We're actually
We're going to
tomorrow.
Knoxville tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
looking for.
Same thing you're always looking for.
I'll send you pictures if I see any.
So I'm not. So we went. Not to make this about us, but when we were in Nashville this last time, we went to McKay's first before we went anywhere because that was the only thing that we could do by the time we got to Nashville. And I went right over to that section because they've redone that store.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lady in my section. She was not invited.
She got past the rope somehow.
Tracy,
I don't know how she
there
did
was like 15 bags in there, and I was like chomping at the bit, like get out of my way. And you could probably feel me breathing on her neck. And finally, she picked what she wanted and she walked away. Then, we went to the back with the plush, and of course, she's back there. Then I go back, and of course, she's back there. That heifer put 3 bags back. I was like, she grabbed them because I was standing there. I fully believe that.
Okay, when that happens, you got to start coughing and make it sound gross. You need like a down deep cough.
Yeah.
You'll have the road to yourself. Not saying I've done it, but
Tracy,
I'll try.
For those that don't know what McKay's are and that might be listening instead of watching, can you explain what McKay's is and why that?
Yeah, we don't have a case down here.
And how do you utilize that to leverage your selling? What do you want to share that?
Well, imagine like the biggest used bookstore you can imagine, and then imagine a GameStop on top of that, and then a Toys R Us on top of that, and then a record store on top of that, and everything is used, and the prices.
No.
Most everything is used. It's a pre-owned store. There are new things in there, but it's the prices are decent. A lot of times the stuff's right at eBay or just under, but there are bargains. They don't know everything. So you have to walk through and look at everything.
They don't search everything either.
It's a treasure hunt. It really
is.
is.
For us, a lot of the stuff that we sell or that we don't want to sell at all, period, because it doesn't have the value or doesn't have that great return on it.
Or it's boring.
We take it to McKay's and we trade it in and they give us McKay's credit. It's sort of like a Second and Charles. I think they have those in a lot of places.
Half-price books.
Or half-price books.
Like much, much bigger.
Yeah. And with more quantities of items. And they'll give us this credit. And then we take the store credit and we go around and we buy things that we know we can flip on whatnot. And she actually bought something that we sold on eBay this last time.
Yep.
So it is really, really just a store that if we lived in Nashville, I would be buying a storage unit every other week because I could run the stuff right to McKay's. We literally went to the bins and went straight to McKay's with the stuff from the bins and got credit for that and bought stuff at the
now, do they turn away a lot of your items at all, or do they pretty much accept everything you bring?
They accept everything that you bring, but they won't give you cash for everything that you bring. And they'll say, do you want your rejects back? And I'm like, no.
For us, we don't want it back. For a lot of people, they want their rejects back. Maybe they will still sell it somewhere else or whatever. But we're taking in like a truckload at a time from a storage unit and just turn it in. We'll get our cash, or not our cash, our credit, and we just go shopping.
Yeah.
And I feel like they do it like a game as to who got more credit than the other.
We do.
Is there
do that.
competition? Yeah, is there competition?
Yes, yes, because when I showed up, they both had dropped off stuff and were waiting for it to process, and they were like, "Who's gonna get more money?"
I like
And
it.
then after that, I think
Well-
Brian won though. I think if I
I
remember
think he did that
correctly.
day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when we went to the bin,
You finally won, Brian.
when we went to the bin, he was digging through the media, and I'm like, "What are you selling this?" And he was like,
Yeah.
"No, it's going to McKay's." I'm like,
Well, that's twice.
"Genius."
That's twice Brian won. Once when he got Tracy's hand in marriage, and then the
Aw.
other one was at.
Oh, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
so
agree with you 100% on that too.
I had the
Me-
pleasure of having
Would you
dinner
be
with
right?
Tracy.
I
We
would
talked
be
a lot during the Nashville meetup, and
That was
Um,
fun.
Yeah,
I could see why there's the love there and the connection. So
Gina.
definitely an awesome person. So we
He
appreciate
is.
you
He
guys.
really, really
Well,
is.
thank you.
Yeah.
I
That
hate that
was
Sean
nice.
and Amanda
Yeah,
couldn't make our
yeah.
dinner that night. That would have been
I
fun.
can't hear what
Yeah,
you said.
Sean and Amanda had to leave. We were literally
That's
like
fine now.
just looking forward to spending a lot of time.
Sean and
It's like,
Melody.
hey, I'm Sean, and
Sorry.
Sean and
That's me.
that was Tracy. Okay, Sean, that
I
time
know,
it was
I just
Tracy.
had to-
I granted
let
when
me-
I did that
okay.
on the thing.
That's
that was
Shane and
all
Mel.
me.
Shane and Mel.
My
Mel,
cousin's
whatever.
name is Amanda, and her husband's Sean. So Sean and Amanda just rolls off my tongue. I say it on a like almost daily basis. So I do
And I
apologize.
can't spell.
I do
Oh,
apologize.
Eddie,
I thought I was the
Tell
only
me
one.
It was Sean and Melanie, and I thought I typed Melanie, and I didn't.
It was
Okay.
it was close
Melody.
enough. It's
So,
okay.
But yeah, it was like we met them, and like
I
2
think
minutes
you were
later,
hitting
she goes,
that
"Yeah, we gotta
bone
go."
too many
And I'm like,
times
"Oh,
on your
dang."
show.
It's so bad, and I'm sorry. And I know she's Melanie, but I say Sean and Amanda. It just comes right off.
It is all good. It is all good. It's a
She
lot of
made me
fun.
do it.
It's all good. How many storage units do you guys think you do in a month?
That's a good
At
question.
this point, we're probably at about one a month.
One a month?
We've done a lot more in the past, but just realizing our space considerations and our ability to sell stuff, I think we're going at about one a month right now.
And she's still not trying to kill me now.
Yes, I'm
Before
not
we
trying
were
to kill him.
probably doing about maybe, I would venture to say about 10 a month
We at one
at
point,
one
yeah.
point.
I'm gonna say Atlanta's hot. That's too hot for that kind of like workflow. How do you guys manage that? I mean, I'm
She sits in the truck with the air conditioner running that I've rented from U-Haul, and I got to pay for the gas.
Yeah, I think
No,
we've all
we
seen
do
those
take
boxing
breaks,
videos.
and
Yeah.
I've seen
Plenty of
some awesome
hydration.
shows come out of those vans. You guys do shows from the
Yeah.
vans, if I'm not mistaken. I recall seeing.
we've probably done that. Yes.
Yeah,
Those
wanna
are all
say-
on our YouTube that nobody ever watches.
Oh, they do.
That's not true. I watched. I'm
Well, we
unsubscribed.
appreciate
We
that.
do appreciate that.
And if you guys aren't subscribed, your YouTube channel is Jack's Treasure.
Jack's Treasures.
Jack's
Yep.
Treasure. Okay.
All one
Because
word.
I know you're Jack's Treasures Trove. Jack's Treasure Trove on Instagram. So if you want to
Yes,
follow him on
because
Instagram,
someone has Jack's Treasures with all of their like 6 followers, and they never post anything. But I can't have the name.
We've tried to reach out to tell them. I said,
Mhm.
look, I'll give you money for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, follow up to that real quick. When you guys do purchase a storage unit, 'cause I know Ryan's mentioned he wants to get into it. We've thought about it before, but never really thought about it in depth too much. But what is the process of? Explain some of the process that you go through. Like if you do win a huge one, I know you guys box up a lot of stuff there. Do you guys just go through, pick and choose all the trash, run it to the dump? Do you have dumpsters at your house? What is the best way to get through such a large unit to keep what's good and dispose what's just trash?
Well, the first thing when you buy a storage unit is you have a certain amount of time based on the facility to get everything out of the storage unit. Because when you buy a storage unit, you buy everything in the storage unit, the good, the bad, and the ugly,
Even the dead rats.
even the dead rats. You know, so you have to get all of it out of the unit. So when you see the television show where they're like processing at the unit, that's whatever. That's all for the television show. But I guarantee you, they got a crew that is getting all of that stuff out of there because you usually have about 2 or 3 days. And so we got to get it out of there and then bring it back to some place for us to process it. We've had a big storage facilities before, 1,600 square foot warehouse, all of those things. So we would bring it in there and we would start processing it. And when you start processing it, you decide right then and there. You say, okay, this is going to Goodwill. This is going to the dump. This is going to go to be run on eBay or now on Whatnot or whatever it may be. And you try to keep those stuff all separated. a lot of clothes that we
Never
get,
read.
we have to wash it if we're going to sell it, because it tends to start smelling in a storage unit.
So
Very rarely have we got clothes that were any good.
So a lot of times we will just donate the clothes straight away
Yeah.
if they don't seem to be super high end, because it's not worth the cost and effort of washing Old Navy clothes.
Yeah.
True.
And if we get a unit that's got a lot of furniture that's like not going to be selling, then we take that to the dump. I'll load it into when I had a trailer, I would load it all into a trailer and I would take it to a dump. Mattresses and beds, they all go to the dump. When we get refrigerators, 99% of the refrigerators we've gotten, we just take those to a scrap yard, and we usually get about $10 for that to get rid of those, because
Most of them are gross.
Yeah, one of them we got. They stored what was it? Those hamburger rolls.
Yep.
You know the packaged hamburger that you get at the grocery store in the meat department.
Yeah.
In the
Like the
refrigerated
tube meat?
area.
It smells
Yeah.
exactly like you're imagining, Amanda.
Oh yeah,
when it's been in there for
Imagining-
months.
Just imagine the worst smell you could possibly do, and it was there, and that was probably the worst smell we've ever had in a
Yeah.
storage unit before.
Why would you put tube meat in there?
No,
I think
Well-
people just don't
forget
realize
about
it, or they get evicted.
I was gonna say a huge percentage of storage units are people that were evicted, and
Mhm.
they just have to clear their stuff out
Yeah.
super fast, and that gets shoved in a storage unit.
Yeah, it really, really was bad. But the biggest thing, if you ever do a storage unit, is just have that space, whether it's your garage, whether it's, and it has to be covered, by the way, too, because I know Ryan and Christine are in Florida, and
rains
I lived
every
in
day.
Florida for 22 years, and it rained every single day. I don't know how it's a sunshine state when it rains every day, and it always would rain
It's
at
raining
like
for
1 o'clock,
30 minutes.
10 minutes after 1, and then it would be done.
Yeah.
We get that a lot.
Let
here.
me throw this out there also. If you buy a storage unit, do not bring boxes straight into your garage
Yeah.
without opening them outside first.
Yes.
Mm.
You don't know what you're bringing in.
Rats,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's one of the things. When you buy it, you get to pay for it, and then what a lot of what Tracy and I would do is we would open up the unit, and I would throw off a bug bomb, and I would put it inside the unit,
And then we'll
close
come
it,
back the
and then I
next
would
day.
come back the next day, and I would go get it done.
Yeah.
Have
Because
you
we
ever-
have brought in a rat home.
We did bring a rat home once, not into our house, into our
Yeah.
carport. but
Yeah.
that was
have you
enough.
ever lost money on a unit?
There's not many that I feel like were a chance of that. We had one that we found out was staged, and we may have broke even on that, but we had to work really hard.
If you take out our time,
Oh yeah, definitely.
then we
there's
lost
been
money on a couple of
a few
units
of
and
those,
stuff. But
but-
for the
I
most
think
part,
we're all guilty of not putting that in. Like, Whatnot can take hours to do a show, right?
Yep.
And then all the
Yeah.
shipping, but you made, let's just say you made $1,000 in 5 hours. How much did you really make after you've loaded? If you preload, you ran the
Right.
show, and then all the shipping. So I think we all tend to forget the time.
But
Yeah.
on the overall, we've done very well.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of
knock
success.
on wood, we've actually
Yeah.
done real well.
It's funny how that works. You can work for someone from a 9 to 5 job and just, phone it in. But if you're working for yourself, even if it's like 60 hours or whatever, it just feels so much better.
It's different.
It just hits different. So maybe that's why we discount that time a lot of times, I think, is because you are passionate about what you do, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
right? So that in itself kind of mitigates some of that. So I think
Well, and we've talked about it before. If you're doing it from home and there's no separation,
that could be a challenge. Yeah. You guys work out of the home, I'm assuming.
Mostly, yes. We have
Mostly.
a large storage unit near the house that we do some of our work from, but most everything is at home. And it
Mhm.
can be tough. It's hard to shut it down.
Yeah, and to
We
walk
try to
away.
make ourselves do it, but then there's always going to be that night. Well, I ran a show at 7 p.m. and I really need to get it shipped out tomorrow. So let's go ahead and pack. And then we're packing at midnight. Not saying that's happening tonight, but it's happening.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to pack from our show that we did earlier
This afternoon,
today because
so-
we had to do that local pickup and got back, and so we did a very, very good show, and
We're
now
going to
we
get
have
to pack it after this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
You get
drinking
to.
Starbucks. I don't usually drink coffee this late.
Tracy, you said the key word, you get to, right? You don't have to. You get
No,
to.
no, we get to.
positivity.
Thank you. It helps. It really does. Gratitude goes a long way. I can't say it enough. And I struggle every day. Trust me. I die daily trying to be grateful for everything I have. Trust me. But I just wanted to highlight that for those that might be struggling right now with the have to versus the get to. So when it comes up, I try to put a stomp on that one. So, but yeah, what do you guys see next for Jack's Treasures for the future? Like, I know that's interesting on Whatnot.
What do we see next?
What do we see next? Well, we've come up with a new little what do you call it?
Like a saying, I guess.
Like a little saying for Jack's Treasures. We're calling ourselves the biggest little sellers on Whatnot.
I love it.
For us, the biggest thing is for us just to keep plugging along. We're not trying to be the biggest sellers on Whatnot. I'm not trying to be, one of those people that has thousands of people in a room. I don't want that. For me, I want the room sizes that we're getting and getting those bids that we're getting. And we're meeting new people all of the time. Like tonight, we went to go do our pickup. We met 2 new friends that are also resellers. The shoes that they bought, they're going to be reselling, which is fine because we didn't want to resell them. And they'll make money on the shoes that they got. So for us, it's just keeping to growing on Whatnot, keep growing on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and just keep having fun. And we're going to be going to the next Nashville meetup.
Assuming it's announced.
See, as soon as it's announced, we will be booking the time for that.
We got Ray here. Does he want to announce it?
Let's announce it, Ray. We're all ready. We're in there,
Ray.
man.
Podcast.
Let's go, Ray. We're putting you on the spot.
Are you guys going to East Tennessee?
There you go, Ray. But yeah, we're gonna and we're doing some sponsorships on some of the meetups. We're sponsoring the Northeast Tennessee meetup in a little bit. So we'll be going to that, and we're sponsoring that. And we're going to sponsor some for ourselves. We're trying to do some meetups here in Atlanta, but little
mini ones.
Little mini ones. We're not doing any big ones like that. We're just going to have some for some people that are around here and things like that, and growing. And another one is what Bob and Amanda had just done is we're going to be doing more traveling.
Yep.
We want to go and see more people and meet some new people. We met Tennessee Treasures, Ellie.
We did.
Which was amazing.
West Virginia's
they actually
beautiful.
came
They
down.
came to where we were doing a yard sale. That
Yeah.
was fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I want to go and I want to see Sean and Melanie in West Virginia because we go to West Virginia a lot. We've been to
Well,
West Virginia a couple of
times.
times because we go over to Kentucky. We go to Pikeville, Kentucky, and we shoot over to West Virginia all of the time. And
I hope
we
you like
just love to
bananas.
travel and
I
see
love
stuff.
them.
And we are going down to Florida because
I know. I didn't hear what he said, but I'm pretty sure I know what the hell he said.
what's that, Ryan?
Ryan.
But I hope you like bananas because Sean sure loves them.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like bananas too.
And watch where you go to Dunkin'.
I'm not going to
because
say
they're-
anything. I'm keeping my comments to myself about bananas. But we'll be going down to Florida. See Ryan and Christine and some of our other friends down there. We're going to do the highway sale down there. So that ought to be fun.
When you go to like West Virginia, just outside in Maryland, like 45 minutes from DC, there's a red, white, and blue. Go there.
Near
That's
Laura.
where they have the plush in the long tubes, and they're like
Wow.
$3.99. And if you're ever in Connecticut, where is it?
And
Oh God, I would know if I was.
yeah, West Haven, I think.
No, it doesn't matter.
Anyways,
If you go to Connecticut, they have one too, and the tubes are very long, and they're $3.99. And
Waterbury.
yeah, Waterbury.
I know there was a
You
W.
can find Stamp Disney. You can find Chili Cats. All random. But yeah,
I am
check
so
out Red,
glad
White,
that
and
this
Blue.
is their podcast. Otherwise, you know what I would be saying right now.
Oh yeah, you would be being
Listen,
that-
I've already said.
Just say whatever you want.
I've
We
already
don't
said-
give a flip.
It's a very
Don't
long
give a
tube.
flip. Say what you want to
Still
say.
get a flip.
Yeah.
I did say
Hey,
choose me twice
Hey,
already,
if-
not 3 times.
we all don't care when you're. Hey, anytime you want to flip Ryan off, flip him off.
we don't give a
I'll
flip.
do it. Flip Ryan off everybody.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
I know.
Come through Lexington and say hello.
I-
We
I
haven't
would
been to
discount for
Lexington.
people
We've been
to
to
flip
Louisville a
Lexington,
few
Kentucky.
times.
Yeah, we haven't been to Lexington. We've driven really close to it. I think we're going to be close to that again. I don't know when, but we go to Ohio a lot. I know next year we're going to be going
We've
to
been
Michigan.
to Ohio once. He makes it seem like we're in Ohio every other week. We've been
I
there
love how
once.
Tracy calls them out.
We're
I
going
love
to Ohio again next year.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We may or may not have a yearly trip to Ohio.
There you go. There it is.
I highly suggest
John said it was
if you
okay.
go to Nashville, just go right to St. Louis. You will be amazed, really.
Yeah, it is worth it. It's
Oh,
worth
we've
the
been to
time.
St. Louis.
You've been to those
I almost
things?
died in St.
Right,
Louis.
Ken? Right? A lot?
Ken doesn't want me back in Ohio. I won the bingo game.
Now, you guys
Right.
mentioned you travel a lot. Have you guys ever gone to the Free Across America?
We have not.
Stop.
No?
Nobody
Christine,
has.
why don't you tell me where it starts and where it ends, Christine?
It's Flea
I'm
across
looking
Florida.
Christine is the host.
Yeah.
We cross Florida's next month.
It goes
Y'all.
across the north end of
saying.
Florida. Where?
The Highway 90, North Florida, across the
Yeah,
channel.
yeah. Well, we would like to do that one too.
Next
Oh,
month.
we'll be doing that one.
Yeah.
Have you
We'll be
guys
doing
done
that. I got a
peaches?
brother that lives in
Peaches?
Pensacola, so we're going to be going down to Pensacola next week.
Yeah, we'll be in Pensacola next week, actually.
Hmm
That's where I got tatted up.
Have you done Peaches to Beaches yet? Have you done that one?
We did.
We did that last
We
year.
did it with
Like
Chris,
that.
Cajun reseller.
How
No,
was that?
that's-
How was that? 'Cause
It
That's
was
on our
fun.
bucket list.
It was it was really fun because we watched a car get stuck. It was hilarious. You know, I should not laugh at other people's misery, but it was just hilarious to watch this and hear this lady ask me, because I told her, I said, well, I could pull your car out. I says, but I'm not going to sit here and be responsible for all the damage because I guarantee you that bumper's coming off. There's no doubt about that. And she was like, well, hey, could you pull it off from the back? I said, I'd be facing oncoming traffic. No, I'm not doing that. So, but yeah, it was actually really good. It was really neat.
Speaking of McKay's, we actually bought a giant
speaking
buy.
of
Well, we
McKay's?
were earlier. We bought a giant buyout on Peaches to Beaches just to take to McKay's. I bought how many? Like 450 flute books,
Yeah.
Oh,
flute
wow.
music books, and I took them straight to McKay's, and they gave us. Paid $50 for them, and they gave us like 470 in store credit for them.
Damn.
And that was
Yeah,
just a
sheet-
straight to
sheet
And then we
music
McKay's.
bought
is-
video
yeah.
games and consoles and plush and
Yeah.
anything
Mhm.
that we can want to resell.
I know the instruments and sheet music can do really well. You guys find a lot of that in storage units? Like,
Not a whole lot. We had one unit that had a bunch of piano stuff in it.
We did have the DJ unit. DJ
We
Priest.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a DJ unit, but that was all like equipment.
Yeah.
you mean
What
Brian
are some
didn't
of your
didn't
top
keep it?
finds and some of your worst finds
What was our worst find?
and best finds so far?
Probably the rat they got out of the
The
storage
tube
unit.
meat?
Tube meat, rats, those aren't fun.
Tell them about the sandwich that you got from Crazy Lady.
Gosh, that one was bad. You know the sandwiches you buy at a gas station where they're in the little container?
The little
Yeah.
triangle
Plastic
containers
container.
and stuff like that. And they got the
Well, I'm
little.
going through a box
peel
and I
off.
touch it, and it like disintegrates. And
Ugh.
I felt the sandwich itself, and it was just this like foam at this point. It didn't even smell, but the texture of that I'll never forget.
And I will tell you, for the very first time ever, and we've probably bought in about, I don't know, close to 400 to 500 storage units. The first time ever, we got a prostitute storage unit that we can 100% verify it is a prostitute storage unit.
She had her
because
license.
I have her ID
from
card
Las Vegas.
from Las Vegas that says
Oh.
sexual employee or something like that. And so it's the first one that we verified on that. We've gotten one storage unit that we're pretty sure they were filming porn in the storage unit.
Oh.
They had everything.
It was
So-
creepy, and they had cameras hooked up and
Yeah.
stuff. We
So does that mean if you do storage
that
units,
one?
you invest in black
What happened?
lights?
Sorry, I missed
I'm
all that.
sorry, that one blinked out right
Yeah.
when Sean was talking.
I said, so I guess you're saying is when you invest in storage units, invest in some black lights.
Absolutely, black lights and plenty of
Yeah,
gloves.
Plenty of gloves.
Do you really want to know though? That would be my
No.
only
No,
thing
I
is
don't
And
like,
what
do
about
you
some of
really
your
wanna-
best finds?
Yeah.
Well, I always go back to our number one as far as money was a gold bracelet. It was a gold bangle bracelet. It was thick. I mean, this thing was super thick, like a bangle bracelet. I'm like, there's no way that's real. I don't care that it says it's gold. It's not real. I stuck it in a drawer for a while. We finally took it to the pawn shop. They didn't believe it was real, even though it came back on the tester as real. He cut it open, tested it again, and it was real. And we sold it for melt value and got just over $4,000.
Wow, nice.
It was funny because we were going to Vegas like the next
What's wrong
week,
with your dog?
and
Yeah.
I came
We
back
we
from
left
the
that money in Vegas.
I came back from the pawn shop, And Tracy said, well, how much did you get for it? And I said, well, not too much. And I pull out a wad of $1,000 and I put it out on the table. She goes, oh my God. And I said, oh, wait, hold on. I got another one. So I pulled out another wad and put it down on the table. And she
He's
goes,
so dramatic.
are you freaking kidding me? And I said, no. And then I took another one out and she goes, you're full of shit. You were full of shit. And because she's looking to make sure that they're all $100 bills in there.
Yeah.
And I grabbed that last one. But yeah, that's our best find for storage units. But as far as for storage units itself, is one in Nashville where we got all of these video game consoles and video games. We paid about $10,000 for the unit. And that unit has probably profited us in the neighborhood of about $120,000 now.
It's paid
Wow.
most of our expenses the last few
Nice
years.
job. Nice
Yeah,
job.
that's great.
Crazy.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
Well, we had to
Money.
drive to Nashville twice. That's actually how we found out about McKay's.
Yep.
Because everything had a McKay's sticker on it, and we were like, "What the hell's a McKay's?" And so we didn't know what McKay's
Gold
were.
mine.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
found out from some folks that we were at the Ben and Amanda was talking to. The mayor was in town that day.
Listen, I'm always campaigning.
She's always campaigning. So they were just talking about, they don't really want this stuff or sell it. They just bring it to McKay's. And we were like, what's McKay's? So
Yep.
it was
Mhm.
shut. That's an
Have
actual
you ever
business
found
model.
any large amounts of money in any of the storage units?
Oh, good
Yes.
question.
There's been 2 units that really stand out for that.
One.
Oh, Rats and Cash.
The first one he calls Rats and Cash. It had rats in it. This unit was rat.
That's the
infested.
unit that we brought the rat home from.
Yeah.
Too. And
Oh.
we did I almost got arrested at that unit because somebody thought I was
There
killing
you
her.
Because I screamed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she screamed at that one so loud, I'm pretty sure that the people that lived a mile down the road were calling the cops.
But the reason there were rats is the lady, it was a hoarder, and she hoarded everything, including food. I mean, there were piles of just candy and cookies and stuff just stuck in a storage unit. But she also took money and put it in everything. She would put money in like a Bible, money in her makeup drawer, money here, money there. And
coffee
Mhm.
cups. She
Yeah.
put
there
it
would be
in
money inside.
with the coffee in there too. So she
Oh.
was hiding all of this money, and I
So-
think we thought about we almost came up with about maybe $2,000 in
Right.
cash from that one.
Wow.
But
Wow.
and then the other one, had no idea that this was going to happen. The unit had this file cabinet in it, and then some smaller furniture on it, and I don't even really know why we bought it. But we opened up the file drawer, and in it there was a big
Wine
jug,
jug.
a big wine jug, and it was full of change and bills and coins, and there were 2 of them in
Yep.
there. And then we opened up the next one, and there's 2 of them in there. And then we opened the next one, and there's 2 of them in there. And that one came out to be about $2,500 in cash.
Wow.
Can you imagine being that rat eating all that candy and having all that money?
Oh, it's crazy.
He needs to work for Disney.
But yeah, in 400 units, there's really only been 2 that had any significant money. Now we'll find, $5 in a wallet, or somebody
Yeah.
saves a couple of $2 bills, things like that. But those are the only 2 that had any significant cash in them.
I would say we probably have found more money in gift cards
Mm-hmm.
than we have found it as far as paper money. Gift cards, we find a lot of money in gift cards.
Those must be
Because
the
people put them in a
challenging.
drawer and they forget about them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that must be the challenging unit because when you have stuff that's hidden in all those things, you have to go through everything because you just
Yeah.
never
Oh,
know
yeah. You can't
what's
just
gonna have, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could just, this is the old books. I don't need this. I'm just going to but you got to go through it. So
You
that,
do.
I would assume
Yeah.
that takes a lot of time, but yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, when you first start doing it, then you learn how to do it really fast, and you get a sense. We'll get a unit, and we can tell when we start going through some of it, and we'll say, okay, well, there's nothing in these bags except for
Kitchenware or something.
kitchenware or mail. That's I don't know
Oh,
why, but
gosh.
people do all of their mail, and they keep every single shred of mail they ever get, and they put it in the units. And we'll know those, and we just go through those real fast.
Yeah.
So when you're looking for units, do you look for stuff that is like in boxes because that's the draw for you? Or is it a mix of some of the stuff that you can see versus what you can't see?
Definitely a combination. I'm looking for something that tells me that this person is going to have something that I can sell. Usually it's like, ooh, maybe I see a video game system back there, or we see some Barbie dolls in the corner, and then you're just gambling on all the empty boxes.
Tell them about the game unit.
Oh, yes. One of my favorite games we ever or units we ever found was full of the expensive kind of board games, the ones that McKay sells for $60, $70.
Like
And I just saw
We just saw a few.
one of the boxes was flipped open, and I saw some of the higher end games in it, you know, Settlers of Catan, stuff like that. And I was like, well, let's take a chance on this one. We wind up buying that unit, and it was, what would
it
you
was
say,
a gold mine.
60 or 80 boxes full of expensive board games and Dungeons and Dragons stuff and
wow.
things
And
like
then
that.
they had these the totes that go underneath a bed, the
Mhm.
skinny totes like
Yep.
that slide underneath the bed. He
Yeah.
probably had 400 of those
Not
full.
totes, but
Not the tote. Well, yeah, the totes.
there were not 400 totes.
No, not 400 totes.
No.
About
They were like-
400 items in these 20 or 30 totes that would literally full of Blu-ray and DVDs that were none of them were open.
They were all brand new.
They were all brand new.
Wow.
Greetings and Pops Vintage. Good to see you.
Good seeing you, Corey. I got
So,
to give Corey a time sometime.
There's this.
Yes,
there's
we do
something.
go to Ohio all the time. But Brian just says whatever comes into his head, and I have to correct him.
So
That's my
I think
job.
that's one of the reasons why people like us on Whatnot is because I will say anything, and Tracy's over there going, "No, that didn't happen." No,
Yep.
no, that way. Like I am undefeated in
You are not
graphic
undefeated.
T-shirt battles.
Definitely not.
Well, yes, I am, but I just got to make sure that I stay in August.
Yes.
Maybe in
You
August.
are.
I know I beat you. So.
And
Now, are
I'm
you
gonna be
guys
coming for my
collectors
rematch,
at all?
Ryan.
I mean, do you guys have your own anything you like to collect? If you find anything in a storage unit, do you keep anything for your personal
Yeah.
use? Or
Collect cats.
oh God, yeah.
Him more than me.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. With what Sean said about collecting, yes,
Mm.
I am definitely a collector. I love collecting comic books. Those are my favorite things, and Godzilla memorabilia and things like that. I absolutely love collecting that. But if you walk through our house, with the exception of probably 5 pieces of furniture, everything in our house came from a storage unit.
That is true.
So, because we'll take all of that stuff and a lot of things that people don't think about. We bought a storage unit one time, and there were 2 big, huge boxes of toilet paper in the storage unit that were brand new. I mean, they're like the restaurant toilet paper that's all individual rolls. We didn't
COVID.
buy toilet paper for 2 months or 5 months, and you get so much of that stuff in the storage units. Cleaning
Yeah.
supplies. For a while there, we had not spent a dime on cleaning supplies. You know, things like that.
Light
So-
bulbs. We will never need to buy a
No, I
light
will
bulb
never
in
need
our
to
life.
buy another light bulb as long as I live. And
During
stuff.
COVID, you probably could have sold that toilet paper for a
We probably could have.
Yeah. You know, they were somebody got in trouble for that. Who was it that got in trouble for that? I Love Discounts. They had hand sanitizer,
Mhm.
remember?
were they price gouging
they
it then?
actually got shut down
During
Mm.
COVID.
during COVID because they were selling. They had a truckload of hand sanitizer, and they were selling it, and people were reporting them because they thought that they were price gouging, which they were not. They were selling them on Whatnot, and the bids were
Not
going.
Whatnot.
Oh no, not Whatnot. They,
Yeah.
they were selling them
I
somewhere.
think it was on eBay at that point.
Yeah, and so they got shut down
Yeah.
for that. A lot of people were getting that.
We could go with toilet paper during.
yeah.
I like what I'm seeing. Elf and Big Freddy.
Back behind
Oh,
them.
I see.
So the cats is the cat thing just sheer love of animals, or does it help with the
What was it?
rats at the
Somebody
storage
have a
unit?
question?
Freddie.
Oh,
No,
Ryan's got a question.
It's
Oh.
just the love of animals. Our cats couldn't kill anything. Thankfully, we have
Oh no. Venus good.
one of our old cats.
One of
I
our
was gonna
old
say with
cats.
12 cats, or it must be.
I gotta
We're
go.
down to 5 now,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately.
Got it.
But no, we've never had rats in the house.
No, well,
Like
except for
Like I
that one
brought
close
one
call.
to the carport,
Yeah,
but
close call.
none have ever made it in the house.
We have a rat story. We have a rat story. We went to
No.
Facebook.
Right.
Corey, you don't even have to act.
Mhm.
Okay, I know that you're the cat lover in your household too. Okay, you can say all you want. No, you
Oh,
like
yeah,
your
yeah.
cats too. You know. Tracy's actually the cat person. Tracy and her mom. If it was Tracy and her mom, literally, we would buy a house and the cats would live in it.
That'd be kind of interesting, like having
Mhm.
just like a house you can go to and just play with animals. I know there's places
fun.
that exist like that where you could just kind of go.
Yeah.
And,
I will shout out one of our favorite places is the Naughty Cat Cafe in Chattanooga.
Not a strip club.
They're not a
Not
strip club, but
She's
it's
right
a
there, Gina.
cat cafe that you can go and drink coffee.
so many things to say about that, but I'm just gonna not do that.
We have a pet rescue thrift store. They have a little
Yeah.
room with cats in it. You can go in and
Aw.
hang out with the cats, and when you purchase anything from there, all the proceeds go for food for the pets that they're trying to get
Rehomed.
adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called
Yeah,
Newly
because
We
Homed.
our
need
daughter
to
does
go up
that.
there and source all the plush before Amanda gets to it.
When we hear that Amanda is over at the Nashville McKay's, it's like, yeah, we're going to Knoxville.
Yeah.
I would say Knoxville and Chattanooga have much better little people prices. Charlie Ray.
Our dog.
He internal sneezes and it's really bad because she's a beagle. So, but it's crazy because in Nashville on this side they're $10.95, where y'all are they're $5.95. They were the last time I was there.
It's
So-
weird. The prices are different on everything from one
And-
store to another. Nashville has the best video games.
Look at this.
They have the best video game prices out of all three. Chattanooga, they give us the least amount for our stuff, but they have the best prices on everything.
On like toys
Yep.
and
Toys,
action figures,
plush,
things
And
like
action
that.
figures,
go in
comics,
there
and
and
things like that.
Look
But
at a plush.
what's that?
You look at a plush and you're like, this should be expensive. And you're like, oh, that's 95 cents. And then you look at a Build-A-Bear, $12.99. What the? What?
They
That-
love them some Squishmallows at McKay's. I will
Oh,
say
yeah.
that.
Especially the
Oh
ones
God,
with
yeah.
the
We've
factors.
given them more Squishmallows than probably anybody on the planet, and we
Because
will
I know they give good
Perfect.
prices.
when we go up there, we yard sale up there and buy stuff to take there
That's what we're doing in the morning if we can make ourselves get up early enough.
We have a whole
Yeah.
bathroom full of them.
early enough. You got me working till midnight tonight.
I really love McKay's. I wish they had more, but the last time I asked them if they would bring one to Alabama, they said the reason why they only have the few that they have is because they the management likes to travel all in one day to each one.
Mhm.
I guess so, but it's only an hour and a half.
I got a question.
I could see one doing well down where y'all are or in the Atlanta
Yeah.
metro area and it not being a long
Right.
ride either way.
Not in competition at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead,
What
Ryan. Sorry.
drives you the most nuts on Whatnot? What drives you
What's
crazy?
that?
What drives you guys crazy on Whatnot?
Oh gosh.
What drives us crazy
Biggest
and whatnot?
Thing that drives you crazy?
Pet peeves.
Biggest pet peeve.
No, I got a lot of pet peeves.
I hate when I go into a show and they're not actually running anything and they're just like, let me know if you want me to run something, take a look around the room. It's just like run stuff. It doesn't matter. Just run stuff.
Well, I might get myself in a little bit of trouble right now, but I can't stand the high school drama. We've been caught in it a couple of times, and we're never it's never directed at us,
Just people we
but
know.
people that we know, and all of a sudden, they'll big this big blowout, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, you need to pick if you're going to be with them, you're going to be with them, and I'll be like, no, I don't got to do neither of that. Okay,
Right.
I'm 60 years old. I'm not in high school anymore, and I don't play these high school games. But I don't like that drama stuff, and I definitely don't like scammers on Whatnot. I think that's one of the biggest problems with Whatnot is that there are too many people out there that are scammers that are
It
doing
gives the platform a
shady-ass shit,
bad name.
and that is really, really hard to overcome as sellers. On
The
there.
mayor.
Well, we're Team Ray. If anyone ever makes us pick anything, we're Team Ray.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of your?
We're definitely not Team Rural Squirrel, who she went ahead and made sure when
Have
we
you
did our
guys ever
battle.
had any really crazy, wild interactions while at a storage unit bidding process or even yard sales? What are your some of
yes.
the
God, yeah.
craziest interactions? We've all been there.
Yeah.
Probably the best or the worst one was we bought a storage unit. It was maybe about 30 minutes from our house, and we're over there opening the storage unit, getting into it, and all of a sudden we get a
Down,
phone call
Christine.
from the storage facility, and they said, "Don't leave the building." don't go to your car, don't do anything. We're locking you in here. The guy that we bought the unit and it was his unit. He came up to the facility and he was screaming and yelling and threatening, and they had to call the cops to come.
And the worst part was
Get
is they
him.
had a CTT camera system
on us.
So he's in the office and can
Watching
literally see
us
us
dig through
take
his
his
stuff.
shit out of the storage unit, which is mine now anyway.
Yeah.
And
He
taking it down
was
the things.
crazy, and they had to call the police on him. I don't know what happened after that, but we were literally locked in because
They told us
it
it,
was not
wasn't the
safe.
first time that he's done it.
That he's
We've also
unstable.
bought a storage unit that we were unloading the unit, and a couple came up and they asked us what we were doing because they bought the unit too. And then the manager comes up and then they say, well, we have a big problem here. And I said, you have a huge problem here.
Yeah.
Because I've already got some of the stuff in my car and it's staying in my car or in my truck. And I got the stuff out. And he's like, well, we weren't supposed to sell the unit to them. And I said, well, duh. But he was pointing to us. And I said, well, here's the thing. You guys are the ones who called us. It was called a second chance. We had bid on some units before. And supposedly the person who won the unit refused to pay for it. So then they called us and they said, do you want this unit at this price? And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So we paid for the unit. Well, that's not what happened. The people just hadn't gotten to pay for the unit yet. So then they came to pay for the unit and they paid for the unit.
To a
but I had already done
different
it.
clerk took their money.
Yeah, a different clerk takes their money. Mine's already paid. So I already own the unit. Then I come to find out they weren't supposed to sell the unit at all, period. At all.
Wow, that's a
The
big
person paid
cluster.
for the unit.
The person whose
Who
unit
owned the
was
unit.
caught it up, and
Yeah.
somehow it all got marked wrong in the documentation, and that's why we got the second chance offer. And
Yeah.
it was a mess.
Oh, it was
really
a huge mess.
Did they make everything back?
No, I didn't bring anything back.
No, what was in our car stayed in our car.
Yeah.
I was just
But,
curious.
And then the guy told me, he looked at it and he said, well, this needs to get put back in there. And I said, good luck, have fun. I said, I'm not touching another thing.
No,
I just want my money back. Then I called the district manager and blasted him until he hung up on me.
to be fair, we had like maybe one bag of shoes in our car at that point. We didn't, but we were very mad. There was a lot of
Because we drove to where it was.
Yeah, it was a good 2 hours
an hour
away.
or an hour and a half away. And so, and that's happened to us 3 times. 3 times they've sold us units that they weren't supposed to sell.
Oh, wow.
And legally, I own the unit. Once I pay
You still
for
buying
it.
units from them?
Say that again.
You still buy units from them?
I won't go to
Not
that
to that
facility
facility.
anymore.
Not that
Thank
facility.
you.
That was just one at that facility. The one we bought, another one in that was a small little one. We actually emptied that one out completely.
And had taken stuff to the dump. We
And the
actually helped
scrapyard.
them out because they were very nice, and we
Yeah.
brought back a lot of the things and worked with that one because they were nice about it.
And then another one, we made them pay us.
Yeah, we
more for
took
the
a
unit.
buyout price.
We took a buyout on
to
that
get
one.
it back.
Because I told them, I said, well, you're paying for the truck, you're paying for my time, and you're
Yeah.
paying for all of this stuff. Because we came out there to do that unit. And then I said, then you can have the unit back. And so they took it back. Or they didn't take it back. They bought it back from me.
Like anything, I guess it's a gamble. That would really piss me off too, especially if
Yeah.
you're buying out of state.
Yeah, I can see how that's a
Do
challenge.
you buy in Alabama or national?
We have.
We've bought 2 in Alabama, I think.
Mm,
One of our
Yes.
better units ever actually came from Alabama, middle of nowhere, a little tiny.
Here's another small fact too. You can buy a unit and drive to the unit, but if the person who owns the unit gets there before you do and pays for the unit, it's still theirs.
Damn.
And
I
that
ran
happened
into
to us
that a
on the
couple of
first time
times.
we bought a unit. We bought 3 units on one day, and one of them, the person came and paid for it before we got there to pick it up.
Which
So
it was a blessing because we didn't mean to buy 3 units because we were brand new, and it was the
Yeah.
worst of the 3.
it was the worst of the
Yeah.
3.
Wow.
So a
Where do
lot
you
of
guys-
times when go ahead.
I was just going to say, where do you guys find your unit? Is there a website you go to, or is that in
There's
person?
3 of them that we use a lot, and that's storagetreasures.com, lockerfox.com, and storageauctions. Either net or .com. I can never remember what it is.
And we do have some live auctions that take place. Before pre-COVID, there was one that went all around Atlanta. And now there's just one that does one facility. He owns like 5 facilities, and he does them once a month.
We should go Monday.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yay.
Road trip.
I don't need any inventory, by the way.
And we do have a local unit where the guy will call us when they have some stuff, if it's like abandoned or whatever, and he'll give us a call sometimes. So.
And then we give him money for the unit that goes straight to a charity.
I have a
Nice.
question. Has someone that owns the storage unit
Mhm.
waited around for, obviously they don't know who bought it, but waited around and then was like, please, I
Sort
need
of.
We've had 2 of those.
Yeah.
Two of them. One guy left a note on the unit. He wrote a note and taped it to the unit that we bought and said, listen, I know you bought my unit. There's a couple of private
Personals.
personals. Can I have them back? And I'm like, oh God, yeah, I don't want anybody's personal stuff. And he writes in the unit, he goes, if you want any help unloading it, I'll help you. I'm like, oh hell.
No.
So that happened once, and then one time.
Well,
with
this
Mr.
one's funny. This one's funny.
You're talking about Mr. Outrageous
No, I
Man?
was going to talk about the guy with the blanket. We buy a
Oh.
unit, buy a unit near our house, and we put some stuff up on Facebook Marketplace. I want to say lawn equipment or something, and he sees it because it was near our house, and he's like, "That's my unit. It was crappy. I can't believe you paid anything for it. You're not going to make anything off this unit. Blah 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 blah. By the way, there's a blanket in there from my grandmother. Can I have it back?" And I was like, "Nope."
Oh my
You should have said
God.
yeah for $400.
Gina, we do.
There's that question
And
right there. That answered it.
legally-
100%.
Tracy said, hell no.
We have to.
Yeah.
In the state of Georgia, if I buy a storage unit, technically I don't buy personals like Social Security cards, driver's licenses, passports, Bibles that mean something. We bought one unit,
Pictures.
and the people had and the funny thing was, is the thing that they had was worth about $200, and it was a Bible.
Metal-backed Bible that
It
they
was a
would wear over
metal-backed
their
Bible,
chest.
and they wear it. It was from World War One, and World War One they would wear these Bibles because they would have them in their chest out here, and there was a metal plate on them because if they got hit with a bayonet, it would hit the metal plate on the Bible. So it was their grandfather's, and they asked us if they can keep that or have that back, and we actually did give that back. So we're not trying to steal anybody's
the only time I
memories and
ever
things
did
like
anything
that.
like that was the blanket, and that's because the guy was a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other time, if they ask if they want it back, even if they don't ask, we try to leave it with the facility because I don't need that. I don't want that. I don't want that bad juju.
We have found cremated bodies,
Mhm.
and I'm not going to throw them in the landfill.
No.
That's just, to me, that I don't know.
Disrespectful.
I just don't
Yeah.
do that. What we do is we contacted the. Well, this one we didn't know what facility it came from because we actually bought 3 different units in the same day, so we didn't know which one it came from. But it did. I had the paperwork for it, so we went to the funeral home.
Across Atlanta.
Across,
Just to
on the
return
bad
it.
side of Atlanta, I will tell you. When I was listening to your story, Bob and Amanda, about St. Louis, I was sitting there going, "Oh yeah, I remember doing that in Atlanta." So
Yeah.
we get back to the funeral, gave it back to there. So we definitely will not do anything like that. We try to get people back their person.
Yeah.
It's good.
Very cool.
Have you ever found a haunted item?
A haunted item. I had a doll once that actually came from an estate sale that I swear that thing was haunted. You remember the 3-faced doll? We wound up selling it in the store in our antique booth. That seemed haunted as heck to me, but I have nothing that I have proof was haunted.
You got the bad
Yeah.
vibes or juju from
It was creepy.
yeah.
We've had a couple of storage units that just gave us bad vibes from the storage unit, but that was mostly where they were. There was one that we go to the storage unit and they open up the door and we're sitting there working, and all of a sudden we got the biggest whiff of marijuana you could possibly get, because right across from it is a government housing, and we're getting high as hell doing the storage unit. What do we do? I mean, I could do anything about this.
That was the most contact high I've ever had, and I've been to like 3 Dave Matthews Band concerts. And I'm saying,
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Now we've all seen the videos that Tracy takes of Brian behind the scenes of his prepping. What is like prepping for a storage unit show, and what's it like prepping for your guys' shows, getting you ready? We've seen the pictures of Brian in his outfits, but what's it like getting going?
Okay, all right, Sean. Remember I said I wanted to go to Virginia, West Virginia?
Many times you've been here thousands of times. It's okay.
Prepping for our
we
shows.
try to set things up in a nice way. I like to do videos when I have a chance to put up a video. So we try to set things up kind of in a nice displayed manner, make sure we have drinks and
A lot. We don't do a lot of preloading anymore. We used to preload everything, but we have a benefit of being able to not preload. So we just have all of these tubs over here, and then we have another shelf on behind us, so that when it sells, it's like a big rotating going through. And so if it doesn't sell, we know where we're going to put it for something else. And then I actually learned from Tony and Lysandra.
Yep.
Our shelves have wheels on the bottom. So we just wheel the shelf out to our shipping area and then wheel the shelf back when we're done. But as far as oh my gosh, for prepping for the shows, I love doing the trains where there's a great theme to it, where we get to have some fun. I don't know about anything about wearing a dress. I have never worn a dress on a Whatnot show.
You lie.
I've had that was my twin
lie.
sister, and you know it. Okay.
Jacquelina?
But no, it's all in fun. And what we were saying earlier is if it's fun, it's not like you're doing a job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we do a lot of that prep work. I'll do more cleaning, and I don't test our video game systems, but I do clean them because I want them to look nice. And so I'll do some of that, and we'll it's the same prepping that a lot of other people do.
Tracy, the plush that you find for the trains when you come on, where do you find that from? Just wondering.
Mostly at garage sales and McKay's. We really don't do thrift stores, hardly ever. Sometimes when we're in Nashville, we'll go by the bins, but for us, it's mostly garage sales and.
And now we have a friend who gives them to us.
Yeah, we made a trade with a friend. That's where a lot of the ones I got yesterday came from. Was a trade we did. I traded a dresser for a bin of plush.
Oh wow!
Shout out to Kate Marie.
That's what I do with Tennessee Treasures. She gives me little people, and I give her toys, tiny toys, whatever we find.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because we all have different stuff we like to sell. So if you can find some sort of way to do that, it's beneficial to everybody.
Yeah.
'Cause then you have
And
more
little,
eyes for you,
and I
too.
love little people. Go ahead, Mel. Sorry. Go ahead, Mel.
I said then you have more eyes looking for things for you
Yeah.
too, in different
Yep.
places. Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is too is like, I mean, y'all know that we love plush and little people, but the thing of it is, if we have been working so long to get those people to buy little people from us, and then you come in and you try to sell it, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So if you need to offload it, we'll be happy to take it because,
Right.
and like same thing for you. Like I have no idea about gaming systems. You and Ryan know what you're doing. I don't. We find it, have at it, because we don't see the value. We don't know the value, and would rather someone who knows what they're doing with it flip it.
Right.
and
Oh, we
buy
could
it.
definitely make a trade. If you get any of it, you just let me know.
We'll find some
when
little people.
we first met
I
Ryan
don't
and
think Ryan knows what
Christine,
it.
the media came out and Bob got what did you get?
I got like 3 Nintendo games, I think it was. I don't know. I forget.
GameCube,
Yeah.
Mario.
And it had the game in it, and Ryan was like, "Holy shit!" Like, so I mean, we don't know.
It's
Mhm.
weird. I've talked about this before, but I feel like people just have things that like come to them.
Yes.
Like I'll
Right.
see people
Mhm.
complain sometimes. They're like, oh, we never find video games at yard sales. Well, we find video games like almost at every yard sale, it seems like. We
Yeah.
just, they come to us, but the plush don't, unfortunately. I wish I was one of those people that I just found all this plush, but I
Just
don't.
come
I
hang
have
out.
to work hard for it.
Just come hang out. They literally fall out of the sky for me.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not.
It's insane.
I think you're meant to
Oh,
get what you
no.
get.
You know, you were there.
I've seen that the hauls that West Virginia Panhandle Pickers show us almost every weekend, and it's like I do not see that many plush in a year.
And that's all yard sales for
Yeah,
us. Yard
that's
sales,
yard
garage
sales for us,
because
and
we don't have bins.
crazy.
I mean, we're there's talks of putting bins in Hagerstown, which is about 30 minutes from us. They said they're in the hiring stages. Apparently, they had them
Cool.
before
COVID,
COVID,
but
and
they
then when
shut down.
COVID came in, they shut down. But now they're
Mhm.
bringing it back again. So we're kind of excited for that. But yeah, we don't have. I mean, the thrift stores around here. are
But the
like,
yard
eh.
sales just, and then
but-
we've got flea markets around it. You can go find some major
Yeah, we
scores.
found some
People
good
just
stuff
want to
at
get
flea
rid of the
markets.
plush. Like we went to one house the other day in which you saw that score. The lady just had bags and bags of plush, and she goes, "Just take it all for $25." And we're like 6 monster bags of plush, and we're
6
like,
bags,
I'm not even
trash
going to look
bags
through it because
full.
we looked through one bag and it was
We
nothing
saw
but
Pokemon.
Pokemon. We're
We're
like,
like,
sold, done.
yep.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
Yeah.
25
For,
bucks.
for
probably
that
comes
money,
in-
you just say yes and you get it in your car as fast as you can.
Yep.
He always yells at me.
She's like, let's
I'm
get
like,
it.
"Go,
Get it.
why? He
I'm
goes,
like,
slow
let's look at
down."
everything else and find more
Yeah,
stuff.
and I'm like, no, let's go. This is
We've gone to a few sales where we'll ask about a couple of items, and next thing we know, they're bringing out bags full of stuff
Just
and
throwing it
basically
at
putting it in our car. Like, here,
Yeah.
take this too, take this too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
yeah, we've
awesome.
been very
Okay,
blessed.
we need to go to West Virginia.
Every weekend I see their haul and I say the same thing. I'm like, why are we wasting time down here?
Well, hey,
We
you
literally went
you
to a
guys are
yard
more than
sale
welcome.
that
Bob
they
and
had,
Amanda, come on. We'll send Christine a plane ticket. You guys are more than welcome. We'll do a fun little weekend.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
We went to a yard
This
sale.
was-
They had a bunch of
Oh, that's
plush.
fine. I'll be
and
chilling by
I
myself.
said, well, how much do you want? And she goes, well, it's all a different price. And I said, okay, how much if I buy all of it? And I'm sitting here thinking, going, man, I'll give her $100, $200.
It was a lot of Disney.
It was a lot, and they were different sizes. And she goes, well, each one of the big ones is $10, and each one of the medium ones is like $8, and each one of the small ones is like $5. And I'm like, I'll give you $150 for all of it. And she goes, well, I was thinking about more along the lines of about 500. And I said, all right, I'll see you later. I said, here's my name and number. If you want to call me after your sale is done, we'll do that. And then I'll go to another yard sale. And this is funny. This was
I
on
know where
Peaches
you're
to
going
Beaches.
with this.
This was on Peaches to Beaches. This guy had at least 7 bins of VHS. And now VHS I'm not normally going to get, but his VHSs were 4 for $1. And I said, okay, this guy obviously wants to get rid of these things. I have no problem picking them up because I'll sell them for, $1 on Whatnot or whatever. And so I said to the guy, I said, how much do you want for all of it? And I'm sitting here thinking on $25, $50 tops. He goes, $300. I said, okay, I've got to cherry pick now. So we cherry picked all of the ones that we wanted, which filled an entire tub. Now, remember I told you had 4 tubs, 4. The tub costs $15. That's $60 if I would have bought all of them. He wanted 300.
Some people just suck at math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm positive when I was
Math.
leaving,
After math.
he was like, oh, I just totally messed up. And I was like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I had one of those. I had a father. Thank God the wife was inside. We went up. He had just brought out a massive bag of Jurassic Park, all stamped toys, and he put it
Oh,
out there. And he
wow.
goes, I said, how much for the Jurassic Park? He goes, $7 for the bag. I was like,
We
all
both
right.
looked at each
I was
other
like, I'm just
we
taking
were
the bag.
shocked.
We took it. There wasn't nothing else. We started walking down the driveway. Next thing you know, the little girl runs up into the garage. She goes, Dad or Mom, Dad just sold all the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. The mom goes, really? Great. How much? She goes, $7. All she said was, what the F? And then she started going off on her husband. We're flying down the end of the
Yeah, I'm like
driveway.
pushing him. I'm like, go.
Yeah.
go.
And they're arguing back there. We get home, we pull out 3 of the dinosaurs. One of them's like $190 when you look it up. It already sold on eBay. Some of those things were very expensive, but
Oh yeah.
he was bitching him out behind us.
That's
the whole
funny.
way. So we had one of those that they
Yeah.
fight, but Yeah.
I had one earlier this year. All they had that I wanted were 4 big squishables. They weren't marked. I asked how much they were. She says $2. Okay, great. So I'm looking for my money. All I have is a 10, and I was like, this is all I have. Do you have change? I only get $2 back. She's like, no, I'll just keep them. She had rethought her price. I figured that out really quick. So I sat there and I dug in my purse and I dug in my purse. I found quarters. I found $8 exactly, and I paid her $8, and I left, and she gave me a dirty look.
Oh yeah.
He rethought that real quick.
Yeah.
Yep, she rethought that she did not want to sell those giant squishables for $2 each, but she did.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What about the guy at the also at the 120 who sold the Star Trek uniform?
Oh, that was funny
plush,
too.
And he goes $2, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give you $2 for this. He goes, oh shit, I didn't notice what you had in your hand. He goes, but I said $2, so I'm gonna give you $2.
It was the Build-A-Bear Scotty outfit. I
Yeah.
don't know if you know that
Nice.
one, Amanda, but it actually sells pretty decent. And he thought it was just general Build-A-Bear, but
Yeah.
yep.
And he goes $2, and I'm like, okay. And so but I love the fact that he honored it, and I love the fact that your guys's did too. I think that was great. This one lady with her, she did not
She
want to
did not
honor
want
it at
to.
all.
But
And,
I dug out that $8.
and I'm going to tell you something. Y'all think this is the sweet, innocent one. Bob was saying, oh yeah, Tracy's really sweet. Oh, hell no. Okay? If we go to a yard sale and they piss her off, I'm done. I can't do anything, okay? Because I did it once before. One time before. We went to a yard sale. I bought one item at the yard sale, and she got pissed off at the yard sale because I don't know what the person did at that one yard sale. But I go into the car, and she goes, what did you get? And I said, I got this thing for $2. And she goes, I wouldn't have given him an effing dime. And I'm like, what? And she goes, "You just did this." And I'm like, at that point right there, I'm sitting there going like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing this again. We go to a yard sale. She's trying to make a deal for all of this perfume. I got a whole stack of stuff over here, right? That I've already got all of the prices for and everything like that. And this lady pissed her off. And I'm standing there. And all of a sudden she walks behind me. And I don't know, do you have parental controls on?
No, we don't give a
Just
fuck.
say no.
Okay.
Just say no.
Oh no, it's good. They're gonna get the whole impact. I'm done with this fucking yard sale. Down the street, and I'm like, I just put my stuff down, turned around, and walked right away.
Boy, I'd hate to be a kid
Well,
selling
okay.
lemonade at one of those yard
This
sales.
Oh,
This
man.
was the lady. She did not want to give me a price for things without looking up each one individually on eBay.
Oh, that's
my
And
God.
that was
valuable.
just like, no, I'm not sitting there and letting you look
Yeah.
up the price on 30
Yeah.
bottles of used perfume so that you can try to jack up the price on me. No, I'm
Yeah.
done.
eBay,
she
not
was-
even sold comps.
Tracy
eBay.
was
Yeah.
livid.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there with like a whole bunch of stuff. I got cameras, I got video games, I got all of these great things. And I've already got it all for like $1 or $2. So I'm great.
Yeah.
And I hear her, I'm done with this fucking sale. Walk right behind me. I just put the stuff back down and walked away. Because if I had walked that to the car, we wouldn't be sitting here together.
Right.
That sounds like
You
us too. Like when I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get like that at the Vince too. I'm like, I'm over it.
It-
Let's go.
It's gotten worse at yard sales with the people looking up the stuff,
Mhm.
person
Terrible.
selling it,
Yeah.
And I mean, Ryan will sit there and argue with them. That's not sold. Da, da, da. And then I start getting mad at him.
Not
Like-
Ryan, no way.
I'm like,
Gotta let
why
him know.
are you wasting your breath? He's like, they need to know. And I'm like, but I just want to look. They don't have anything I want to go.
You know it's
And-
going to be bad when you come up to a table and they've already got
Yes.
prices printed out
Yes.
on eBay
Print it
pictures.
out.
Yeah.
We usually just
Or
turn
they're
around.
That and little kids that take their stuff back right out of Tracy's hand.
That happened once too.
It was a plush.
It was.
It was a plush.
Oh,
How'd this end up?
Hey, Amanda would have beat the kid and took it anyway, especially if it was a jelly cat.
Hashtag outlaw.
Was it a jelly cat?
No, it was like a Gund or something. I mean, it was a real animal plush. It was cool, but yeah, that's mine.
And ripped it out of Tracy's hand.
okay.
Yeah.
Mom
It
and
was
dad's like, I
hilarious.
just want to get rid of this
I
stuff.
had that little
Yeah, that when we have a yard
Boy,
sale, they don't
over
bargain.
my
Yeah.
shoulder watching everything.
We had a
I
little
felt
boy
so bad,
pull
like,
up a
I'm
chair
done.
and watch Mel go through the
Like, I
toys.
can't
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was
I didn't hear
crazy.
it either.
I didn't hear.
That was
your
weird.
internet cut out, so you got to say it again.
All we
Sean,
heard
no.
was chair.
You talking about us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were saying that Mel went and asked about all these toys. Well, the little boy came out, took a chair, and literally sat right at her and sat within like a foot of her and watched her go
He
through
was watching me looking
everything.
through everything, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. You can have them back.
Yep.
He's like, I'm watching you, lady.
Have the heart to take your toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the worst things is trying to make a Pokemon deal with a child.
Oh God.
If you're ever trying to buy Pokemon cards and there's a child involved in the situation, it's not going to end pretty. Don't even bother.
Mhm.
That one's $5,000.
The one where I ruined the Anvil Market, and you
Oh,
were up
that's
there building the thing. I was recording at that one. I don't normally record when we go to yard sales, but I was recording at this one. And a guy said, "Are you recording?" I said, "Yeah, I'm recording for YouTube." And I was trying to get. First off, I tried to give the guy a sticker. Total rejection. He goes, "I don't want that." And then another guy,
One of the
Did you
ones
tell
sitting
them
over there,
they're
and he goes,
exclusive?
"You guys destroyed the Anvil Market." And I'm like, "What?" And
You
he goes,
people on YouTube.
You YouTubers on YouTube destroy everybody is now knows about the Anvil Market." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I destroyed the Anvil Market. Okay, whatever."
My 300 people on YouTube have destroyed the Anvil Market.
Mhm.
You should have told them.
But she made a deal for some Pokemon cards at that one with.
I did actually make a
kid.
deal with a
on
kid
that
there, but usually no.
Yeah.
They have some crazy prices.
Yeah. I told one kid, I said, "How much for all of it?" And he goes, $35,000. Like, okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
So we got
cash
some
or check,
Pokemon
right?
kids.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Hey, I have a question for you about your Vlogist. I've been watching that. What was the inspiration behind Vlogist? If for those that are not following you on YouTube,
Honestly, we had been recording Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and just doing sit down question answer videos, and we just needed a break. I needed a little bit of a mental break
She's
from
lying through her teeth.
what?
We were
Real
late.
story.
We were late on about three
We
of them
were
in a
that
row during a week's time, and we kept trying to figure out something. So she just said, "Well, we're just going to do Vlogist.
We're gonna take a
gonna
month
record everything on every single day." Just to let you know, we've already been late on that about 5 times too. So, but
Okay,
yeah,
I'm in for
we
it.
tried
I love
it.
them.
We
I
actually
love
have to record after this.
Yep, we have to finish up today's Vlogist and get it up. But
Vlogist.
them. So content creation is one of those things. Do you feel like a reseller that's new to the game should try to get involved with that, or should they just focus on the reselling part of it? Because I know it can help for social media resale. Like
I
Bloodline,
think they should get involved in the community, but not necessarily record.
Not happening, Jeff.
It it takes away a lot of time that you could spend on reselling. If you really need to build that business up, get that money coming in, it's just a time suck. So few people are ever going to make enough off their YouTube channel to be a important part of their income. If you really want to be a reseller, focus on reselling, but get involved in the community, post on Instagram, watch other videos, come to shows like
Watch
this and
Jack's
chat.
Treasures videos.
Things like that. But
Watch I Don't Give a Flip podcast.
exactly. But I don't think that that's necessarily a good use of time if you're trying to grow a reselling business.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I
think
agree
that's
with
fair.
that.
Part of why we do what we do here, for me anyways, is just for the community part of it.
Yep,
We're
exactly.
not looking to break the world or get monetized. Those things are nice, right? But why we do what we do is to,
I don't know. We're not monetized.
We're not yet.
showcase
Yet?
people like yourself.
I can see it happening. I can see it happening one day.
We were monetized, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. I'll tell you that.
Mm-mm.
I've heard a lot of stories about it, getting those $12
NRP.
checks, 35-cent checks, and things like that. But for
NRP.
us, it's more or less what Bob just said. It's all about community.
Yeah.
We had Ryan and Christine on our podcast. We've had close. We're coming up on our 25th episode. We're going to be recording next week. We just had Tommy, the Buffalo Pickers. He's going to be on. We recorded with him yesterday, so he's going to be on it. And he lives probably about an hour away from us.
He does.
So it's just one of those things where it's great for us. It's all about community and learning new stuff. We learned from Ryan and Christine. We learned from Stephen and Betsy, the Michigan Grail Seekers. And so we love watching and listening, and that's the most fun part for us doing the podcast.
Yes.
Mhm.
We've all
So,
talked about how awesome community was. So go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, if there's any other questions, we usually open it up for questions from the chat.
Well, Apex Jeff seems like he has plenty to say. Let's see what kind of questions he has.
Oh, thanks, Tracy. I just love that. Every freaking one of his questions starts with Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give us
I
a
love
question,
Apex
Jack.
Jeff, by the way. I shocked Apex Jeff when we went to see him at McKay's in North Carolina. I gave him a peck on the cheek. And because I'm a very nice stop
Boxers are brief, Brian.
I'm not. No.
That best of both worlds. He's wearing boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs for the
You
win.
obviously assume that I'm wearing anything, Jeff. There you go.
Oh,
I said he's got to be commando if he's not going to answer the question.
I do love Jeff. We met Jeff at the first one, and my introduction to Jeff is him wearing a shirt that said "Scumbag Reseller," and
We
I
own
ended
that
up-
shirt now.
I own that shirt now. I bought it off of his back, and I bought a shirt off of Brian's back too. I have that one too. So it was great. Oh my God. Between you and Ray, I swear to God, Jeff, you guys are driving me nuts, man.
Oh.
We don't have to highlight that.
I love it.
But yeah, we love the community. Really do. There's some good people in the community. A lot of really good people. And we've surrounded ourselves with some of the best.
I truly believe that reselling as a whole, it's so big. Like you guys could pick up something that we pick up and vice versa, and it sells for you, it doesn't for us. But getting those things to gatekeep, I just think because it's such a big thing and broad, you can specialize in everything or anything or just one thing. And I think the Whatnot provides a community where you can grow and learn from other people, like what not to do and what to do. You know, pick and choose what you see other people doing and mold it and make it your own, and you can be very successful in that way. And I think we have all taken stuff from each other, at least I know I have, you know, to make us better and think about how we approach things or how we communicate things, just, you know, for that reason.
Yeah, we take the don'ts of Ryan and add it to our show to make sure we don't make the same. But in seriousness, have you guys noticed, and this goes for everybody, have you all noticed the volume of resellers when you go out of these events? Because we sure have noticed up here the volume of yard sailors at the estate sales, everything. It seems like reselling's really taking off up north here. Yeah. Is it the same for you guys wherever you guys are at? The volume of people you see?
More people out when you're out, like at yard sales or garage sales?
Yes.
I don't know. I've been doing this. I've been reselling since 1998, and
1998.
okay, but back then nobody really was doing it. It was completely hidden. But over the years, it's been a slow climb, I don't feel like there's any more today than there was 5 years ago.
Wow.
But compared to 15 years ago, yeah, I feel like there's a lot.
That's crazy.
I think a lot of people are realizing that they can make it a legitimate business now. And it would help them out. I remember Ken SSK Promo. I don't know if he's still in here. He was doing some content videos, and I watched one of his very first videos that he ever did. And in the video, he said he was going into a Goodwill. And as he was going into the Goodwill, he was saying, is he the only reseller in Goodwill? And for me, all the way up until about a year and a half ago, I was the only reseller that went into Goodwill. I was the only reseller that went to yard sales. I was the only reseller that went to estate sales and bought storage units and resold on eBay, even though there were so many thousands of people selling on eBay. I was the only one.
He was in a bubble.
In this
he
whole
never
area.
Saw anybody.
Nobody in Georgia was a reseller. It was just me. And now it's like when he said that in his video, I literally sat back and I said, you know what? I bet you that there's more resellers out there. And that's when it comes to the realization that every time that we have a yard sale, we know those resellers that are coming in.
Yep.
Every time that we go to a yard sale, we can point them out now.
There's
Yeah.
3 or 4 around us that we see at yard sales almost every weekend.
Yeah.
But the thing is we're all looking at different stuff. I mentioned
Yeah.
our friend Kato Marie earlier that I traded a dresser for some plush for. She sells furniture and she sells food. But for her, the idea of selling plush, that's not something you do.
Yeah.
That's not selling.
Yeah.
Whereas the same thing for me, I'm not selling, bottles of barbecue sauce, but
Or furniture.
or furniture.
I'll sell it on the Facebook Marketplace, but
Yep.
that's it. And I don't even like selling it on there because I want it gone because
But
it's too much
we can
space.
both be resellers that are making a living reselling, and we're not butting heads at all. There's no we can go out yard selling together. Wouldn't bother us a bit.
Now,
Exactly.
I've heard that going to yard sales with Ryan, I have to run and to jet out of the car. Is that true, Christine?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Okay. I'll
Not
have to
anymore.
remember
Not
that.
anymore. I'm only looking for T-shirts now. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
And going back to what we were talking about, you find what you're supposed to find or whatever. I
Yeah.
think someone said
Yeah.
something about that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Before I cared about T-shirts, I mean, I always cared about T-shirts, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I have to have T-shirts. Give me T-shirts. Now that I am, I find more T-shirts than I did before. So
Yep.
it's kind of it's weird how it works out.
Yeah, you get what you get when you're. I'm a firm believer in that as well. So getting upset or excited about what you do or do not find, or what you do or do not get, the universe will figure it out for you. Just be a good person, be humble,
Yeah.
give people grace, and then you'll get what you're supposed to get. I think.
I think that's the best thing about being an anything reseller is that we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Is tomorrow going to be a video game day?
Yes.
Maybe. Is
Yeah.
tomorrow going to be a big plush day? I sure hope so.
I don't know.
But-
I love what Bob said until I was thinking about that haul of video of wrestling action figures that I left on the
That
freaking
was
side of
bad.
the road. And dang, West Virginia, not West Virginia, in Kentucky, the first day of the Highway 127 sale, we're with Tony and Lysandra. I'm standing right there. I see this tub. There's probably 150 wrestling action figures. I ask him how much. He says 150 for all of it. And Tracy was already back at the car because it was hot.
I'm a what?
So I'm sitting there going like, well, should I shell out $150? And then I'm thinking about Tracy's reaction to that. And I said, no, I'd rather sleep in the bed and not on the couch or the floor. So I turn around and the person right behind me bought them all.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I kicked myself on that one. So
And
the whole rest of the 127, all
Yeah.
I'm looking for is wrestling action figures in a tub now. And
Just to make up for that because you
Yeah.
felt you let that one slip away. Yep.
Wait,
And
didn't
I
I
did
see a
the
recent
same-
video? With you guys had a tub of wrestling figures?
we
I
have.
thought-
We
Oh,
bought
okay.
them in store. We got them in storage units.
Got it.
I did the same thing on the same day. There was a yard sale that had some high-end baby clothing for $5 for $1.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
I knew that the money was there, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to mess with it. There's so much. It's the first day of the sale. Do I really want to fill the truck with baby clothes? And I was like, no, we'll just leave. And then I was thinking about that the whole time. And then our friends Michelle and Tanya started talking about baby clothing like that day on the chat, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I probably let, a $2,000 profit slip away, but
Why don't
Yep.
you tell them about the estate sale in Pensacola that I hear every time?
gosh.
Every
my
time.
biggest I let it get away is we were at an estate sale and they had all this jewelry
in Pensacola.
and I was like, well, those are nice pieces. How much? She was like, well, most of them are 10 or 15. I was like, well, that's kind of a lot. That's more than I spend on jewelry. So I pick out a couple of pieces, get them home. One of them had gold on it. The other one, both two were sterling silver. Sold them all for like $100 plus each piece. And I could have bought it. I mean, I could have bought it out and it probably was all the same.
At
I
that
didn't
time, we
know
were.
anything.
At
I
that time, we were buying out estate sales and things like that and trying to make large purchases like that. And we were in there and we were walking back to the car. And she was saying, should I have bought in that all? And
I
I'm
was
like, yeah. You want me to go back? I'll make it because I'm the negotiator. She'll tell me she wants it, and then I got to negotiate it
Yeah.
because I guess I'm the asshole. So she goes and says all of this stuff, and then I'll go back in. I said, do you want me to go in and make an offer? And she says, no, it was a lot. And I'm like, okay. And then we're driving home because I don't know. Should we go back? And I'm like, do you want me to go back? And I'll make an offer. She goes, no, I don't want to. Now, remember, we're in Pensacola. That's 6 hours away from my house here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
The entire 6-hour drive back home, I heard, man, I ought to get that. We should go back. We should get that. And I'm like, oh.
I hear it from him
I
all
let
the time.
a big one get by on that one. I did not realize the jewelry was as precious as it was.
And you get scared when we first bought storage. Oh, here's another thing about storage units for Sean and Ryan. The first time we were buying storage units, when we were bidding, we're bidding like $120, $160. Man, when it was hard to hit that button to bid that 180. And God forbid it went over 2. Oh my gosh, we couldn't do. It was like I'm sitting here thinking about what's the mortgage? Are we going to be able to pay the mortgage? Am I going to be able to drive? Now I'm dropping $2,000 or $3,000 bids on things all the time, and it doesn't even phase you. But when we first started buying storage units, man, when we had to bid $100 or $200, we went into that unit going, "How are we going to get all of our money back?" Now we're bidding like $2,000-$3,000 on units, and we don't even care.
Well, we do care.
Well, we care, but
My
we look at the
gosh.
unit and we'll go, "Well, what did we pay on the last unit that we?"
The
just
last
got?"
one was cheap. It was like $300.
Yeah, see, cheap, $300.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
first
what-
unit that we got was like $120, and we were sweating it.
Wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. The $200, like that fear.
Mhm.
What advice would you give to someone that's having that same kind of like pause in their decision making process? Is it just cannonball, or is it like? How do you?
I'd
how do
say you have to build up to it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't spend more than you're going to be comfortable spending, or if you make a mistake, you're never going to forgive yourself. I mean, I would love to say, hey, just dive right in, but that's not going to work for everybody.
I would never recommend anybody doing what Tracy and I are doing right now, because we're doing it with a lot of years of experience behind us and the ability to get rid of the stuff that we don't want very fast. So we're not holding on to it. It's not taking up space. It's not doing the things that you're going to look at it and go, do I got to get $1 for that? Do I got to get a nickel for that? Do I got to get the, that for us, it's a much, much easier process with McKay's and with Goodwill and with Whatnot. Whatnot is a game changer for storage unit auctions. It is a game changer.
See, our
Because
dilemma
I can
is this
bring-
weekend we have our
What's that?
very first private pick. And I think what you guys just mentioned is heavily on our mind right now, because this is our first private pick that we got called for. And this is a complete clean out of a 97-year-old lady's house and a huge farmhouse who she was an avid collector going to the yard sales with her 65, 70-year-old kids. My mom dragged us to yard sales, estate sales, all these sales. So we're excited as hell, but we are super nervous to like wonder what are we about to walk into, and are we going to be able to,
And where are we going
to put it? How much money are we going to spend? So what you just said is been running through our mind for the past couple of days. So we're
the ability to move it quickly
Yeah.
would be my biggest thing.
The best bit of advice is never spend money you can't afford to lose.
Absolutely.
So if you go in there and you say, well, if we went in there and we just lost $5,000, okay, I lost $5,000.
It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
It's still gonna
but
sting.
can I still
but
eat and have a roof over my head and feed my children or whatever it may be? Then do it. I mean, you trust your instincts. I should say, trust your instincts on it. That's how we got our liquidated and estate sale. Is we went into an estate sale and we were walking around, and I told Tracy, I said, Tracy, it would take us a month to go through everything that we see in this house, because I want some of this stuff and our pile would be way too big. Let me give him an offer on everything. Well, he started at $15,000, and I said, no, I'm not doing that. We ended up getting it for just under $8,000, and we got the entire basement, and we got a room upstairs. And then we even ended up getting more stuff like that. We got to pick some stuff up after that. But it was one of those things is when we were talking, and I was talking to Tracy about it, I was saying, Tracy, how much could we do?
Yeah.
And still pay our bills and have our savings and whatever it may be. And at that point, it was like, well, we can do this amount. So we did. And thank God we did, because that's when right before the COVID happened.
I will say to anybody, if you're ever going to make a big purchase and you're feeling nervous, send that picture to your friends. You know, if I find a big old
What's up,
huge
Chris?
Little People lot somewhere tomorrow when I'm out yard selling and they want $100 for it, I'm sending a picture of that to Amanda. Amanda, is this worth $100? You know, am I making a good choice there?
Yeah.
And you probably have a friend that knows something about everything. Drifting Thrifters Krista, I know she's a jewelry person. If I found a big jewelry buyout, send her a picture.
Apex Jeff, he knows a lot about
Video
stuff
game.
and does a great
Mhm.
research on that. And I would see him. Chris, Cajun
He knows a
reseller.
lot about a lot of different things.
Yep.
But
He
just
knows a lot,
send
too.
that picture to somebody. Get a second opinion, you know, rather than just walking off and thinking about it 6 years later.
Or driving 6 hours home, or going through Ohio 50,000 times. You don't want to regret it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back to Ohio pretty
Yeah,
soon,
we're
because
gonna
I go
be
there a lot. It's from what I
Yeah.
understand, I go to Ohio a lot, even though I've been there once.
Yeah, just pop on over to West Virginia.
all the time.
One time feels like a million times, I guess.
But we're looking forward to going down to Florida to see
Mhm.
Ryan and Christine.
November.
And do a big yard sale thing down there. It'll be Tracy's birthday
Will be and Ryan's birthday too.
and Ryan's birthday too. So that'll be a lot of fun to hang out with them. Always great to see Bob and Amanda whenever we see them over at McKay's. Definitely at the bins for sure, because I feel like we were treated like royalty.
Oh, I know.
at
It was
the
like we
bins.
got the
When
VIP
we were with
treatment.
Amanda. I mean, it was just like I would go stand somewhere, and you know how people are shoulder to shoulder.
They
Well, if I'm
cleared.
standing there and Amanda comes walking by, it's like the parting of the Red Sea. Everybody was just like, "Oh, that's Amanda. Y'all go away because
Be
you're
afraid."
gonna get the good
The
stuff."
mayor.
You know, it was great, and you know, Sean and Melanie, we can't wait to spend some more time with you guys.
When
and
is
everything.
Flea
So-
across Florida, Cajun?
September. I know it's in September, but I don't know.
Probably not then, because we're going to be in Florida, in Pensacola next week, so that's probably
We
a
also
little
in
quick.
September we're doing the Northeast
We
Tennessee
are.
meetup.
Yeah,
When is that?
So we'll
September
already
26th to the
booked.
28th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
think.
very
Yeah.
eager for Nashville next year,
Mhm.
because that was enjoyable. Meet with you guys. Hopefully, we'll spend a little bit more time with you down there. But that was a
Don't let Sean take you on a yard sale trip in Nashville if he doesn't.
yeah. Ryan really dropped the ball and let me handle that one, because he's been to Nashville before, and I think he set me up to fail. But it's okay.
Make sure you book your room early this time.
We
Yeah.
still had
Yeah,
fun. We got to
fun.
hang out with Bob and Amanda and Christine for the day and watch plush fly at the bins. It was a great day. But
it was
next
fun.
year will be a lot better, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was more fun for us the second time than it was the
Mhm.
first one.
Second time was
Yeah, second time was
It's
good.
better.
It's like when you go to the dance, you've been there, you've done that, and you go back and you're like, oh, this is familiar.
It's
But
incredible to
I
see how
you
much.
know so many people.
Yeah.
It was a lot
Yeah.
easier than coming in and being like the new kid on the block.
There's
And
so many
Chris-
people.
I felt
Chris was the one that
better
we
at the
met
first one.
to do the Peaches to Beaches.
Hmm Yep.
We met Chris. Chris drove over from
Louisiana.
Louisiana, and we met him, and that was so much fun.
That was fun.
Drifting with him, and we followed him, and you know, just doing stuff with other people. It's great because it gives you an insight onto what to look for, and you know, then you get to go back up to your place. And a lot of times I would find something when we were in Ohio with Ken and Jill, and Ken would find a camera and he would say, "Hey, you want to buy this camera?" And I said, "Sure." I don't like cameras. I don't want to sell cameras, but I bought it anyway because he was so nice to find it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice when people find things that you may enjoy selling too.
Right.
That Amanda had that experience from a few people at the Nashville reseller meetup that knew that she loved little people, that went out of their way graciously to get it for her.
I just was given a jelly cat the
Yeah.
other day. We were in Nashville.
They just handed it to her.
They were like, here you
Yeah.
go. And I'm like, oh.
I tell
It
you,
helps. It helps to chat people up and befriend people, get to know people, have a genuine interest, not just
Yeah.
chat them up. But
I mean, and I found
So-
stuff with this person before too, so it's
Yeah.
mutually beneficial. But it's just nice to know that you can build those relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're looking out for you. Literally, I went into a bin and I was like, oh my gosh, I got a jelly cat. She's like, girl, there's 2 more in there. And I snatched them. And then a whole new rotation came out. She came over and brought me a Christmas tree. I'm like, what's this? I was like, oh my God. She
Christmas
brought me a
tree jelly cat. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It happens quite a
Well,
bit.
I've got to jump in here. And Cajun said that Brian stole all the video games at Peaches to Beaches. The story behind that is the entire first day and a half, we're all looking for video games. We're looking for video games. He's looking for video games. Nobody's finding any video
Chris
games.
is sending me pictures. He goes, "Look, this guy wants $5 for this video game
For
And I said,
NFL 2017
yeah, and I'm sitting there going, that's
or something.
like a quarter game at
So
McKinney's.
nobody had any video game finds. And the second we split up, he
It was.
was going back to his place. We're going up north. We stop at the very next yard sale, and Brian winds up buying 3 or 4 full tubs of video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, for about like $20.
It was crazy.
I got like over 100 video games for like 20.
But yes.
Poor Chris, because Chris and I were both looking for him, so it was sort of like that. We get out of the car and run, but it really wasn't.
If he had hung out for one more sale,
one
we would have
more
had
sale,
to split
one
it.
more
But
sale, and he would have got them all.
Yeah. Well, this is usually the time where we say goodbye. We
Okay.
want to just thank you so much for being a part of the podcast. You guys have been an absolute pleasure. We always enjoy our company, our time together when we do meet and catch up. Do you have any last words for the people out there? Where can they find you? Social media stuff. What's next? What shows are next? What do you got coming up?
well, first of all, you can find us in Ohio all the time. That's where you normally find us. But if you're looking for us online, mostly we're on Whatnot. We do Whatnot shows usually 5 days a week, maybe a little bit more. A lot of them are little short trains, but we do full shows. Our next show is Sunday night. It's just going to be storage unit finds. And
No, our next one is Battle of the Piggy Bank.
oh, that is true. We are doing Battle of the Piggy Bank Sunday, and then our storage unit finds. You can also find us on YouTube at Jack's Treasures or Instagram at Jack's Treasure Trove.
And we have a podcast called What? Not Another Reselling Podcast
Also on the Jack's Treasures
on
channel.
the Jack's Treasure channel.
Awesome.
We were on it.
They were.
They were.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Just remember, if you can't be good at it. We appreciate you guys so much.
Okay,
Have a
bye.
good night.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
Like,
Appreciate you,
share,
Brian.
and subscribe.
Hit that thumbs up button.
Yep. Let's hear that bong. Let's go.
Boom. See you guys
Oh,
later.
here it comes.
Let's end it.